It's her 16th birthday party, and she is the absolute star of the show. But this fairy tale is about to turn into a terrifying nightmare, because in the next horrifying moment, she's shoved from the balcony. She plummets to the ground as a shadowy figure watches from above. What kind of monster would do this at her own party? As her life fades, her only thought is a desperate question. Who killed me? If only I could do it all over again, and just like that, game over. Meet our girl, a pro gamer who is absolutely livid at this terrible plot twist. She just can't get over how idiotic the whole scenario is. Who would choose to kill someone where they can be seen at a glance? She rants to her friend. It's the sloppiest assassination she's ever seen. A real hit is supposed to be unknown, a secret. One clean, silent hit is all it takes. Her friend just rolls her eyes, roasting the in-game heroine Marcia. Apparently, Marcia is just a weak chicken who cries and waits for men to save her. But our girl snaps back. She's actually a huge fan of the other female lead, a tough-as-nails knight. Besides, this is a love game. How is she supposed to get her in-game husband Hyman to protect her if Marcia is so useless? So it's all because of this pretty boy. Our girl blames him for seducing her into playing this dumb game in the first place. Just then, a cryptic text message arrives. Looks like work is calling. She promises her friend they'll play more games when she gets back. Our girl heads out into the neon-drenched city. She's clearly on a mission, looking like a total badass. She puts on an eye patch, ready for business. A nervous guy approaches her to make a handoff. He clumsily bumps right into her. But as he stammers an apology, they're spotted. A group of men in black lock onto them. These aren't just goons, they're killers. A flash of pure panic crosses her face. Her killer instincts take over and she shoves the guy out of the way. But it's too late, a gunshot explodes through the night. And our heroine takes the bullet. She sacrificed herself to save a total stranger. Her phone screen shatters just as her life fades away. Everything goes dark, and she opens her eyes to a ridiculously lavish room. But wait a second, why is she so tiny? Her body feels completely limp and she has no idea where she is. A blonde woman is standing over her and our girl weakly asks, "Who are you?" The blonde smirks as if this is all some stupid game. She sneers about our girl's weird clothes and fake amnesia. "It looks like you're finally going to tear down the mask of hypocrisy," she says with an icy smile. Then, with a chilling look in her eyes, she pulls out a massive needle. The psycho lunges, but our girl's instincts are faster. She snatches her wrist, stopping the attack cold. With a savage flip, she pins the attacker to the bed. The blonde is completely stunned. Our girl pats her down, and a whole arsenal of weapons falls out of her dress. Daggers, shurikens, the works. She's absolutely floored. Is this woman hiding a weapon shop in her corset? This is way more chaotic than she bargained for. The blonde blushes, totally caught. Our girl is still trying to process what is even happening. But in the struggle, her hand accidentally lands somewhere soft. She snatches it back, completely flustered. Her brain short circuits. I didn't do it on purpose, but it's so soft. Meanwhile, the blonde is screaming, "I must kill you." Another clumsy attack is blocked with ease. And then the blonde screams a name that makes our girl's blood run cold. Marcia Sharp, our heroine, freezes in pure, unadulterated horror. Her friend's voice echoes in her head, mocking the useless heroine from the game. The terrible truth crashes down on her. She hasn't just been transported into the game. She is Marcia Sharp, the weak, useless damsel in distress. Her absolute worst nightmare has just begun. Our girl is done playing games. This isn't some trick show. She realizes she's really been ice-kai'd into this fancy room, wearing only a dude's shirt. Looking out the window, a grim thought crosses her mind. She remembers her dear Lillian is still waiting for her. She has to go back. So she grabs the sharpest thing she can find. Desperate times, desperate measures. With a pained gasp, she bites her lip and plunges the needle straight into her chest. But instead of dying, a glowing magical crystal forms in the wound. It shatters into 1,000 pieces. She glares, asking, "Have you had enough?" Our girl is not here to mess around. Suddenly, a blue-haired girl appears, accusing her of faking a suicide to frame someone named Lisa. Our heroine is completely lost. Who are these people and where did they come from? The blue-haired girl simply says, "This is magic." Magic? Our girl's eyes light up with chaotic curiosity. Visions of deadly elemental powers flash through her mind. This could be useful. Oh, the possibilities are endless for our little schemer. But the magic user gets right in her face, clearly annoyed. She warns our girl not to use her injury for pity and touches her cheek. The wound instantly vanishes. Our girl is shocked. Even Blue is confused by her own healing power. Our heroine leans in close, a mischievous glint in her eyes. "You are so sweet." Blue shoves an invitation at her, a mandatory college dance with penalties if she fails. She stares at the letter. She's already facing death. Why care about a dance? Blue warns her not to bother Lisa at the party, and then demands a thank you for healing her. Be less selfish. Our girl is speechless. This kid is so difficult. Blue stomps away in a huff, but then she stops, blushing. Someone actually cared for her. The night of the dance arrives. A certain blonde rival waits impatiently. The other nobles start whispering as someone makes an entrance. It's our girl, and she has arrived to absolutely slay. The blonde does a full-on spit take. She is completely gagged. She immediately starts insulting our girl's low-class dress. But our heroine just smirks, getting dangerously close. The blonde is flustered, calling her shameless. She's totally overwhelmed by this new, confident rival. Just then, a handsome, silver-haired duke appears, asking our unique lady for a dance. The blonde gasps his name, Heyman adult. But our girl isn't interested in some pretty boy. She's on a mission, and a memory of Lillian flashes in her mind. She gets right in his personal space. "Are you Heyman?" she asks with a terrifying smile. Before he can even answer, she grabs him. "Come and dance." The duke pulls her onto the dance floor, but our girl is not having it. She tries to make an excuse, but he just smiles sweetly, promising not to judge. For a second, she's actually touched by his kindness. But then she remembers her mission is to be a villainess, not a damsel. So she stomps right on his foot. He winces, asking if she's happy now. "Oh, ecstatic," she says, grinding her heel in for good measure. Absolutely savage. She asks for a little break from all this dancing. Then she dips him so hard his spine nearly snaps. She leans in close, whispering that he can rest permanently. And for the grand finale, a swift kick to the royal jewels. The system screams at her, "Don't hurt the target." A sharp pain shoots through her head as the ML asks if she's all right. Apparently harming him could crash the entire world. Whoops. He gently suggests they take a break, looking genuinely concerned. The system reminds her this is a love game and he's one of the main targets. He grabs her hand, his eyes full of worry. The system's backlash is too much and our poor heroine collapses. The original female lead sees her chance and orders her lackey to make a move. Suddenly, the ballroom goes dark. The guests start panicking, wondering what's happening. Screams echo through the hall. The duke holds our girl protectively, shielding her from the chaos. The Ogful just smirks, enjoying the show she created. But our girl looks up, thinking her plan is way too childish. Because of course, the Ogful grand plan is a falling chandelier. Our girl sighs, deciding she'll have to handle this herself. The Ogful tries to lead the duke away from the danger. But she suddenly trips and falls. She screams as she lands right in the chandelier's path. Our girl looks down on her, completely unimpressed. The Ogful shrieks in terror, seeing her doom approach. But just as it's about to hit, our girl dives in, shielding her rival. The impact is brutal and she coughs up blood. The girl she saved is completely ungrateful, yelling about not needing to be saved. Our poor heroine is bleeding out, but she's still holding her. Even now, she can't resist a final snarky comment about the girl's inconvenient dress. The girl just screams her name in rage. The next thing she knows, she's waking up in a fancy mansion. She opens her eyes, confused. "I'm not dead," she thinks, sitting up in shock. How did she possibly survive that? Suddenly, a familiar blonde girl is checking her forehead for a fever. Our girl flinches away, completely startled. The girl just smiles and tells her to get some rest. She learns that a family heirloom from the Hall family saved her life. The girl introduces herself as Elena Hall, thanking her for saving her sister, Lisa. Wait, Lisa, the girl she saved wasn't the Ogful. Elena explains that since she saved Lisa, Lisa's family used their treasure to save her in return. Our girl absolutely loses it, throwing a massive tantrum. She screams and curses, demanding to be killed so she can just go home. Elena is completely baffled, thinking the treasure must have a weird side effect. After all, it's an ancient artifact that's been around for 1,000 years. Our girl walks down the empty, gilded hallway. She collapses in her room, consumed by despair. Meanwhile, her sister is plotting. She needs to figure out what's going on. Back in the room, a mysterious gift sits on the table. Our heroine spots it, wondering who left it for her. She cautiously sniffs the air. Something smells amazing. Her inner cat awakens as she opens the box. She can't resist a good meal. But after one bite, she realizes something is terribly wrong. A strange heat floods her body as she drops to the floor. She screams in agony as a burning sensation takes over. Her cries for help echo down the hold. Her sister arrives, completely clueless about the chaos inside. She bursts in, absolutely shocked by what she sees. Our poor heroine is writhing on the ground, totally losing control. She gasps that after eating the bento, she feels an unstoppable urge. An urge to constantly keep moving. Oh, the scandal. Her sister is horrified, but our girl clarifies it's a special medicine. She then glares at her sister, demanding to know why she was hit. But the blonde just grabs her arm, saying she needs to go to a meeting. It's a mandatory sleepover and she has to attend. Our girl tries to refuse, but she's dragged away against her will. They arrive at the Academy's auditorium for the event. It's the annual sleepover, and as the top student, she gets first pick of rooms. The rankings are posted and there's her name, Marcia Sharp No 1. Suddenly it all clicks. This is the Demon King's dormitory event from the game. She knows she needs to find a reliable roommate to survive the night. The other girls start gossiping, expecting her to cause some drama. Her sister watches warily. She knows our girl is unpredictable. Just as she's about to make a choice, a hand blocks her path. It's her sister, cornering her and bringing up the disastrous ball. She tries to shove our girl away, telling her to get lost. But our heroine doesn't even budge. The announcer calls her name. It's time. She gives a wicked little smile. The crowd holds its breath, waiting for her decision. In a shocking move, she grabs her own sister and pulls her into an embrace. She whispers a dark threat, reminding her about the dance. Then she gives a chilling little bye to Tilda. Her sister is left completely horrified. This girl is absolutely insane. We get a quick rundown of the school dorms. Third class is cute and cheerful. You can even watch magical creatures from your window. Second class gets its own temperature-controlled bathroom, fancy. But first class, that's reserved for the student council and academic royalty. The old woman's plan has utterly failed, and she's begging the blonde to accept the first-class dorm. So the blonde storms over and throws open the door to our heroine's room. And it's not a dorm, it's a palace, crystal chandeliers and all. She asks our girl if she wants this blessing, but our heroine looks absolutely terrified. Suddenly, our girl gets dangerously close. She whispers, "Wouldn't it be more convenient to start with me?" The blonde is totally flustered. This is not the same person from this morning. Then our girl grabs her from behind. She holds her tight, lecturing her on the art of assassination. The blonde collapses to the floor, coughing and panicking. She screams, "Kill me if you want, this is pure chaos." But our heroine just asks for her to pinch her back. What? She starts shoving the blonde, yelling, "Push harder." The poor girl thinks she's lost her mind. They stumble and fall into a very compromising position. And of course, that's the exact moment someone walks in. Our heroine tries to explain, but it's too late. The damage is done. The newcomer is convinced our girl is trying to frame her. She turns and walks away with a grim look on her face. Now the three of them are locked in a silent war. Later that night, the blonde tries to sneak up for a little assassination practice. But she makes a rookie mistake. Daggers reflect light, genius. The purple-haired girl casts a spell from the bushes as the blonde charges in. But instead of a knife, she shoots our girl with a water gun. This is the third failed attempt. The blonde is furious, stomping on the toy gun. Our poor heroine just wants to die, but apparently she can't even get that right. Our poor girl stands on the ledge, her head spinning. She decides it's better to make a request for someone else. With a sinister smile, she makes her choice. As a voice calls for Lillian, our girl takes a chaotic leap of faith. But as she falls, she realizes something is terribly wrong. A system alert screams that the world is collapsing around her. She's not falling to her death, she's falling through the very code of the game. Confused, she wonders where she is and who is calling her name. A mysterious masked figure appears, introducing itself as the guide. And it drops a bombshell: "Savior Chris, the real world is dead." It shows her an image of her own lifeless body. The mission failed, and her reward of rebirth has been revoked. Her entire reality begins to shatter into a million digital pieces. A memory of the girl she was trying to save, Lillian, flashes before her eyes. A desperate voice screams Lillian's name. Our girl is suddenly thrown back by an unseen force. The guide declares that she is to be obliterated. She begs, promising she can still save Lillian. But her body starts to disintegrate as she screams for a second chance. Just as she's about to fade completely, the system announces a recalculation. To prevent total collapse, the savior will be given one more chance. Our girl listens, her entire future hanging in the balance. The condition is savage. Raise a male leads affection to 70 in 1 month. She must defeat the devil, save the world, and earn her rebirth. Save the world, our poor heroine is totally overwhelmed. The guide wishes her good luck as she's sucked into a chaotic vortex. She's thrown back into the game, screaming for it to wait. She lands right back on the same rooftop, completely stunned. The impossible mission objectives flash through her mind, causing a full-blown panic attack. She finds herself hanging precariously from a clothesline. Doing a quick pull-up, she tries to clear her head and focus. Okay, deep breaths, the mission is to slay the Demon King. Legend says the 4 major families were cursed by the devil himself. Every 20 years, one of their sons awakens as the new Demon King. And wouldn't you know it, the 4 main male leads are those demon seeds. If the original heroine fails to romance them, they all turn into devils. Game over. So the new plan is simple: steal the boyfriends and save the world. Easy, right? But getting close to these hotties is a death sentence from jealous rivals. She grips the bar, knowing her first priority is raising that favorability. With a graceful flip, she lands on her feet, ready for action. She grumbles that this body is weak, but decides to get a move on. From the bushes, she hears a young girl's voice. A student is nervously offering a gift of cakes, and she's offering them to one of the gorgeous male leads. Our girl watches from her hiding spot, completely speechless. Suddenly, a hand clamps down on her shoulder from behind. As our girl takes in the view, a hand reaches for her. Before she can react, he grabs her wrist. She's yanked backwards, tumbling into the rose bushes. And who does she take down with her? Of course, it's one of the game's main love interests, England. She's mortified, apologizing as she finds herself in a very compromising position. Our poor heroine is just trying to survive this chaotic meet-cute. But their little moment is interrupted by the original heroine, Marcia, and the other male lead, Heyman. Talk about terrible timing. Marcia drops her handmade pastry in shock, and Heyman, in a truly savage move, stomps it into the dirt. He doesn't even glance back at the heartbroken girls. Poor Marcia is devastated, watching her hard work get destroyed. She trembles, trying not to cry. Meanwhile, our girl helps England up and he gently takes her hand. For a split second, it's almost romantic, until you see the absolute fury on Haemon's face. He storms over, demanding to know how England got here. The tension is insane as he orders England to salute him. England clenches his fist, reminding him he's just an unrecognized adopted son. Haemon sneers, calling him a commoner and a former slave. The insult hits its mark and England's face contorts with rage. Suddenly, the world freezes. A critical plot point has been triggered. The system pops up, showing their favorability meters are now tied. Our girl is having a full-blown panic attack. The system lays out the choice: whose side will she take? She can help Haemon, help England, or stay out of it. The mission says helping England is the way to go, but her eyes drift elsewhere. She sees the crying Marcia, abandoned and alone. Ignoring the two dukes and their petty rivalry, our girl makes her choice. She runs over to the crying girl, calling her Lisa. She kneels down by the squashed pastry, and to everyone's shock, she picks up a piece from the dirt. She pops it in her mouth and declares it delicious, crumbs all over her face. England smirks at Haemon. See, she doesn't care about you at all. Haemon shoots back, neither of you care for each other. Lisa just looks confused, trying to warn our girl about Haemon's bullying. She looks from Haemon to England, totally lost. England, however, is piecing it together. He realizes our girl played him. He sees right through her innocent act. This girl is trouble. He's not interested in this messy drama. Our girl just smiles at Lisa, saying she only ate the clean parts. She keeps munching on the pastry, fully committed to her chaotic plan. But suddenly, Lisa shrieks her name and runs away in terror. She covers her eyes, absolutely horrified by what she just witnessed. The prince points out that with exams coming, her fighting skills are a major weakness. And the practical test looks absolutely brutal. Students are literally fighting giant monsters with magic. So he offers to give her some private lessons. Our girl immediately sees this as a golden opportunity to raise his favorability score. He leads her to the student council to apply for a fighting class. The doors swing open into a grand, sunlit room. The place is filled with elegant-looking students, including one very intimidating girl sitting alone. A stunning woman greets them, and our girl is completely starstruck by her dazzling presence. But the purple-haired girl does not look happy to see them. Suddenly, it all clicks. She remembers the vice president inviting her to the dance. This was a setup all along. Just then, a group of buffoons storms into the room, demanding the fighting classroom for their department. The leader shoves an application at the vice president, but she coldly shuts him down, reminding him he's smashed the classroom 13 times already. The guy gets furious when he sees our heroine with the prince. He grabs the prince's collar, yelling that this isn't a place for lovebirds. He then tells our girl to go play with her dolls. Oh, you did not just say that. Our heroine is fuming, but the prince steps in first, demanding an apology. He stands protectively in front of her. The buffoon scoffs and prepares to throw a punch, but he's warned not to attack another student. But it's not the prince who strikes. The vice president unleashes her chaotic purple magic. She binds the sexist jerk, delivering the most savage comeback. Unfortunately, I love dolls. As he begs for mercy, she walks off like the queen she is. Our girl is completely swooning over this powerful woman. Later, the prince apologizes for the danger, but our girl is not having it. She turns on him, eyes blazing with fury. She calls him out on his entire scheme. He pretended to be weak so he could get knocked down by her, just like in the novel. You were trying to recreate that scene, she accuses. He deliberately provoked the fighting club to stage a hero saves the beauty moment. But it completely backfired. She tells him she hates schemers who hide their intentions. A sincere heart is what truly matters in the end. The prince is left absolutely speechless. He can't believe he's been read so perfectly. But our girl immediately starts to panic. Oh no, she said too much. His favorability must have just plummeted. Our girl stands over the remains of her fallen foes, feeling totally unsatisfied. She quickly snaps out of it, remembering she needs to worry about her favorability score. Forgetting the puppets, she decides it's time to find Haemon. She marches right over to the student dormitories and makes her way to a very specific door. She peeks inside, expecting to see her target, but instead she finds his #1 stalker lurking like a gremlin. Her sudden appearance makes the blonde rival shriek in terror. She's hiding something behind her back, looking incredibly guilty. Our heroine spots a very suspicious-looking black ball on the floor. Wait a minute, is that a bomb? Not taking any chances, she snatches the weird orb away. The blonde desperately begs for it back, but our girl unleashes some savage truth, telling her Haemon doesn't even like her. The rival flinches, covering her face like it's about to detonate. For a moment, it seems like she's given up, but then she snaps back, dreamily calling out for her Lord Haemon. And we're pulled into a flashback of a fancy party. A younger version of the rival was being mocked by a bunch of snooty girls. They surrounded her, whispering cruel insults. One of them shamelessly trips her. She falls hard while the entire room points and laughs. The poor thing is about to burst into tears, but a hand appears, offering her a handkerchief. A little boy with white hair helps her up from the floor. It was Heyman telling her she was the only real lady there. His angelic smile completely captured her heart that day. Back in the present, the rival is blushing, lost in her memories. Our girl is not impressed. I won't let you slander him with this, she yells. The blonde insists it was all her idea and had nothing to do with him. In the struggle, our girl drops the bomb and it shatters on the floor. She stares in absolute shock at the contents. The rival, completely humiliated, makes a run for it. Our heroine looks down and sees a note on how to make a cute Easter egg gift. The rival stops in the hall thinking about what our girl said. She wasn't trying to be a villain, she just wanted to return a favor. She reaffirms that Heyman is a good person who helps everyone, even a bad-tempered girl like herself. And with that, she walks off, leaving our girl completely stunned. Our heroine kneels, picking up the pieces of the innocent gift she just destroyed. In a chaotic little extra, our girl's multiple personalities are ready for a showdown. She smirks, thinking this little rival can't possibly stop her now. Back at the girls' dormitory, chaos is brewing. Lisa peeks out her door, looking for our girl. But Marcia is already on high alert, sensing danger. She tries to make a quick and awkward escape. Lisa is on the hunt, but our girl is a master of avoidance. She knows Lisa is fuming that she's been ghosting her, and Marcia is having a full-blown panic attack about it. Lisa is ranting about how she's been provoking people left and right. Suddenly, the door bursts open and a new couple walks in. A training dummy nearly takes them out. Our girl asks who they are, and the woman introduces herself with a smirk. It's Sierra Bayard, England's fiancé and apparently a fellow agent of chaos. She gets right in Marcia's face, accusing her of training for a fight. England immediately grabs our girl's arm, thinking she attacked his fiancé. Sierra gives a dark, satisfied smirk. This was her plan all along. Marcia quickly explains she's fine and was just coming to apologize. She tells England she didn't mean to stand him up for their date. Sierra just giggles at how flustered he's getting. Marcia insists her father made her do it, but Sierra calls it a pathetic excuse. The new girl gets between them, insulting Marcia's dead face. Our girl plays the part of the understanding saint, hoping to raise his favorability. But Sierra is relentless, telling her to stop struggling because he'll never like her. She delivers a savage blow, saying he's only fit for an illegitimate girl like her. Our girl checks the meter and his favorability is stuck at 65%. She panics, wondering why her saintly act isn't working. A terrifying warning flashes from the system. His favorability is dropping. If it falls below 60, it's game over. The character will fall to darkness, and her mission will be a complete failure. The savior will be obliterated. She immediately switches gears. I'll seduce him right now. The system warning shatters away. Just then, England speaks up. He was planning to take her to a two-person battle. Hearing this, our girl's eyes light up. A double battle she's so in. What a scheming man, she thinks, but she'll take it. He smiles, pleased with her answer, while Sierra seethes in the background. Elsewhere, someone else is planning for the double battle. Chris asks Lisa to team up with him for the fight, but then he gets the news Marcia is signing up with England. Lisa confirms it, looking dead serious. Chris gives her a comforting pat on the head. He pulls her into a sudden supportive hug. But Lisa isn't swooning. She's filled with a burning rage, vowing to crush Marcia completely. And somewhere across campus, our poor heroine suddenly gets the chills. She finds a book that might just solve all her problems. How to Fall in Love, this could be useful. The situation is absolutely dire. She has to raise the Duke's favorability and fast. Our girl gets to work, grabbing every romance novel she can find. She slams the stack down, ready for a cram session. It's time for quantum speed reading, but the material is spicier than she expected. The sheer cheesiness is almost enough to knock her out. This is somehow harder than advanced alchemy. The book's first lesson, if he doesn't hear you. Don't just repeat yourself. No, you're supposed to get close and whisper in his ear. Absolutely unhinged advice. She imagines trying this on the Duke and immediately cringes. Yeah, he just thinks she's weird. Her study partner, Lisa, wonders what's gotten into her. She tells our girl to keep it down. This is a library. The book's next tip is all about subtle sexiness. Apparently, tying up your hair is a killer move. The book shows a very dramatic example. Our girl is highly skeptical. There's no way that actually works. But then Lisa casually brushes her own hair back. She starts gathering her long blonde locks. Oh my, it works a little too well. Lisa catches her falling glasses with total grace. Our poor heroine is having a full-on gay panic. The next lesson, break the safe distance. Lisa is just trying to study, completely unaware. Our girl gets up from her seat, a new plan forming. She gets right in Lisa's personal space, making her jump. She remembers the book's advice. Get close and speak softly. Leaning in, she whispers that Lisa is beautiful. It seems our girl is a very fast and effective learner. Her demon partner tells her to grab a weapon. Our girl casually agrees, ready to slay. but he's already bored, telling her to hurry up before all the good stuff is gone. She can't believe it, this guy doesn't care about the competition at all. Meanwhile, the rival team is having their own little moment. Lord Heyman asks his partner Lisa why she hasn't picked a weapon. He gets real close, calling her pretty, so this is a battlefield, not a ballroom. But wait, his mind flashes to our girl Marcia, looks like someone has a crush. Lisa is a flustered mess, comparing him to Heyman and running off. She's totally blaming him for her chaotic thoughts. Girl, get it together. With newfound resolve, she vows to crush our heroine today, the drama. Back with our girl, she grabs a sword and shows off some killer moves. The crowd goes wild for her heroic aura, even Lisa seems a little impressed. Heyman calls her attractive and Lisa just seethes. It's all a show, she claims. She tries to play it cool, but her partner's cold gaze says it all. Our girl's partner watches her and his affection meter goes up. She panics, is she being too awesome? He might figure out her secret identity. But then she realizes the Academy sword is basically a 10-cent toy. You get what you pay for. They head out to the arena, our girl internally screaming about being late. We get a nice close-up of the crack in her sword. This will not end well. The announcer kicks off the long-awaited duo finals. She introduces our girl and her partner, the Dark Horse team. Then comes the crowd favorite, Lord Heyman and Miss Lisa. Everyone's screaming for them. The hype is real. The game starts, our girl immediately takes charge, feeling totally in control. But she's instantly caught in a glowing magic chain. It's Lisa's weapon and she looks way too smug about it. She taunts our girl with a villainous smirk, but her partner is having none of it, blocking the attack with his own blade. Lord Heyman steps in, telling him to stay out of the ladies' fight. The boys clash, their magic swords crackling with energy. Heyman taunts him, saying Marcia doesn't need his protection. And he's right, our girl channels her power and shatters the chain herself. But the cheap sword can't take the pressure and breaks into pieces. She's sent flying, completely disarmed. Damn that cheap sword, our girl's sword completely shatters. Her rival taunts her from the stands, but a friend rushes to help. England sprints across the arena to save her. But a shady lord just smirks, this was all his doing. The blonde villainous Lisa whips out a magic chain. Our girl is shocked as it wraps around her wrist. Lisa starts to reel her in like a fish. But our heroine uses the momentum to launch herself forward. Lisa is completely stunned by this bold move. You're not escaping, our girl yells, holding on tight. She gives the chain a powerful yank and pulls Lisa into a chaotic, forced embrace. She glances over at her teammate, she's got this handled. The shady lord is fuming, his little plan is ruined. Suddenly, a silver-haired archer takes aim. An arrow flies right past their faces, not good. The impact knocks them both off their feet. Our girl points furiously at her teammate. England, go haunt him. She is so done with these boys getting involved in her fight. Lisa begs for help, but our girl says it's up to Lisa to win for their team now. The boys start arguing over who gets to be the hero. And while they're distracted, a massive explosion erupts behind the girls. They look down at their bound wrists in shock. The blast sends them flying off the edge of the arena. Our girl closes her eyes, ready for the end. But she sees the absolute terror on Lisa's face. In a moment of pure chaos, she screams "die together" and pulls Lisa down with her. As they tumble through the air, they get tangled and accidentally kiss. This is the most dramatic fall in history. Our heroine's eyes fly open in utter disbelief. In a flash, she uses magic to flip their positions, shielding her rival from the impact. The duel reaches its climax inside the grand arena. Our girl catches her opponent just as she falls, wincing from her own wounds. The blonde asks if she's okay, but our girl is already focused on her next move. She sits her down gently, covered in scrapes and bruises. She then drops a savage bomb. Sorry, but your plan is a total failure. The announcer goes wild, declaring our girl the winner of their duels. From the stands, the ice-cold prince looks on, suddenly worried. But it's the other male lead whose eyes are practically burning with intensity. He realizes the duel is over before he could even make his move. The announcer declares a shocking tie for first place between the two teams. Heyman stares at his broken sword, completely stunned by the outcome. He laments that if his sword hadn't broken, things would be different. But our girl just gives him a dazzling smile, thanking him for helping her win. Just as her rival tries to help her up, Heyman swoops in like a protective guard dog. Don't you see she's hurt? He yells, gently taking our girl's arm. And just like that, a system notification pops up, task complete. Our girl has a sudden epiphany, so **** was the one she needed to swoon. But before she can process this, the blonde gets territorial and grabs her. She tries to drag our girl away, who is begging her not to run. The blonde goes in for a dramatic back hug, refusing to let her go. So our girl resorts to whispering a desperate, secret plea. Next thing you know, they're in a bathroom stall with the blonde awkwardly holding her up. Our girl claims she's too injured to bend over and needs help, lifting it. The blonde goes 50 shades of red, hesitantly reaching for her skirt. But our girl clarifies she meant the toilet lid. The chaotic energy is off the charts. Our girl is trying to have a peaceful evening, but her chaotic house guest has other plans. The dark-haired beauty tries to apologize for whatever drama just went down. She flashes back to the awkward moment, but our girl is having none of it. Don't ignore me, she pleads, but our heroine is a stonewall. She's deep in her book, giving the ultimate silent treatment. So the manipulator decides to play her trump card, the pity card. She starts guilt-tripping our girl about her injury. You have to take care of me, she declares with a smug smile. And she gets right up in our heroine's face to make her point. Our girl is not amused by this turn of events. The guest gets handsy, claiming her own hands have a mind of their own. So our heroine throws a book at her, problem solved. And another, she's had enough of this nonsense. The so-called savior gets absolutely pelted with literature. But then our girl reads a chapter about how to care for the injured. Oh no. And just like that, the patient is in bed demanding water. Then she wants to be fanned like a queen, the nerve. Our poor heroine is now a personal servant, and the patient is a demanding tyrant. Our girl offers to check her temperature, but her patient suggests she measure it again. Suddenly, our heroine has a brilliant idea for a cure, bloodletting. After a tiny prick, the patient is out cold and our girl finds her, kinda cute. But the moment is ruined when the sleeping beauty starts to wake up. In a panic, our girl tries to clean the wound with her mouse. But she's caught red-handed, the patient smirks, fully awake and in control. Our girl gets caught red-handed and the villainous purrs, what are you going to do? She accuses her of trying to take advantage of her sleep, but Blondie is absolutely flustered. She tries to explain she was just helping her lie down, but our girl connects the dots to some mysterious back pains. Blondie pulls out a medical pamphlet about preventing bed sores, yelling that she's worried about her figure. Suddenly, the doors fly open. A whole team of butlers marches in carrying a ridiculously luxurious French bed. But this isn't just any bed. It's made of custom memory magic materials guaranteed to be comfy. Our girl can't help but burst out laughing at this whole chaotic situation. Blondie is completely mortified and tries to make a run for it. But she's not fast enough. Our girl grabs her wrist and pulls her down onto the new bed. I want you to measure it yourself, she whispers, sending Blondie into a full-blown panic. Then she goes for the kill shot, help me take my clothes off. Without waiting, she starts unbuttoning her own shirt and the tension is insane. Blondie is completely frozen, trapped in this spicy situation. With a trembling hand, she finally reaches out to help. She tries to hype herself up, but our girl hits her with a savage, flat, and small comment. Oh, them's fight in words. Blondie absolutely snaps and grabs her, demanding a reevaluation. But just as the chase begins, our girl suddenly stops. Blondie immediately gets worried, and our girl plays it up, clutching her chest dramatically. She's totally faking, thinking how easy it is to get Blondie to take care of her. And her target falls for it completely, apologizing profusely. Seeing Blondie's genuine relief makes our girl's heart flutter for a second. But Blondie quickly goes full tsundere, yelling that she only wants her healthy so she can deal with her properly. She shoves her away and makes a mad dash for the door. Our girl just smirks as she watches her flee. A new chaotic plan is already forming in her mind. Late at night, someone is secretly cooking in the castle kitchen. A pan sizzles with a perfectly cooked steak, but Lisa thinks her creation could be even better. Suddenly, a voice from the doorway gives her a heart attack. It's her sister, wondering why she's making a midnight snack. Lisa tries to hide the dish, but her sister peeks. It's a hardcore fitness meal, not a snack. Her sister realizes Lisa saved her again and wants to invite her over for dinner. Lisa is absolutely beaming at the idea, but then the panic sets in. She's never invited anyone over before. Meanwhile, our girl is busy plotting world domination, or at least how to conquer the story's male leads. She has a whole plan to transform Lisa's body and soul. Suddenly, a mysterious letter flies through the window. She picks it up, totally confused. It's a summons to the school hall tonight. Our poor heroine rushes over, thinking it's from Lisa. She steps into the eerily empty hall. Calling out for Lisa, she spots a strange orb on the floor. Her danger senses are screaming. A massive magic circle erupts beneath her feet. It's a trap. She realizes this wasn't Lisa's doing at all. Vicious tendrils of magic whip out and attack her. She's thrown to the ground, completely helpless. If it wasn't Lisa, then who is trying to kill her now? A chilling voice introduces a new magic circle. Our girl looks up to see a pair of heels towering over her. The woman smirks down at her. It's you, our heroine screams in disbelief. She can't believe she's been betrayed again. Did you set me up for England's sake? She cries out. The woman's answer is pure ice as she kicks our girl into the abyss. Back at the mansion, the dinner table is set. Lisa waits anxiously for her guest to arrive. It's so late, why isn't she here? She mutters. Her sister teases her for waiting, but Lisa denies it, blushing furiously. She's obviously flustered. Her sister points out that they argue so much, maybe our girl is too scared to show up. That lights a fire in Lisa. She dare not, I'm going to find her. Under the crescent moon, our girl is about to walk into a disaster. A voice calls out for Marcia, trying to lure someone into the room. But it's our heroine, Lisa, who approaches the door instead. She pushes it open, immediately sensing that something is deeply wrong. It's a magic trap, a glowing circle of pure chaos awaits on the floor. Before she can even react, she loses her footing and tumbles forward. She desperately clings to the edge, trying to pull herself back from the abyss. How come, she whispers, her mind flashing back to a tender moment. A memory of being comforted by her dear friend, Marcia. But the memory can't save her now, her hand slips. She plunges into the darkness, screaming as she's swallowed by the portal. Marcia rushes in just in time, shouting Lisa's name in pure terror. In a stunning move, Marcia dives in and catches our girl midair. What a save. The other girls are just shocked by this absolutely chaotic turn of events. Marcia's hand is breaking from the force, but the trap setter is also whining about her legs. This girl just sitting there all smug after setting a deadly trap. Oh no, a little bruise on her ankles, how absolutely tragic for her. Marcia is giving her the ultimate death glare, she is not amused. The snake plays victim, calling herself a poor little rabbit. Yeah, right. Lisa is furious, yelling that she never even asked Marcia to come to the auditorium. And now poor Marcia thinks Lisa hates her, this is a total mess. The villainess smirks, revealing she was the one who invited Marcia to her house. Lisa is absolutely floored by the wicked confession. Marcia can't believe the level of betrayal either. The villainess goes full psycho mode but gets a face full of fire for her trouble. Karma. Not done yet, she tries to kick Marcia while she's down. But Marcia is way too quick, she snatches that foot right out of the air. The villainess is completely stunned, she messed with the wrong girl today. All she can do now is scream in pathetic defeat. Now they're all trapped, Lisa calls the villain a weak chicken she dragged down with her. Savage. She sadly remembers the beautiful banquet she had prepared for her friends. All her hard work and hopes for a perfect day completely ruined. Our poor girl. Marcia's heart just breaks seeing her friends so utterly defeated. The useless villainess mutters that someone will probably come rescue them soon. Marcia ignores her and goes to comfort Lisa directly. She tells her to get some rest, promising everything will be okay. A while later, Marcia gently wakes Lisa up. Has anyone come? Lisa asks hopefully. Marcia just points, look over there. Lisa's eyes widen in disbelief at what she sees in the distance. In the darkness, our girl spots a lonely, poorly wrapped gift. What's this? She wonders, remembering Lisa's sad face. As she reaches for the box, Lisa pops out of nowhere, totally flustered. She proudly points to her handmade roses and admits she ate the chocolate gift. Our girl is absolutely stunned. Those aren't roses, they're just rags. Lisa explains that even though it's crude, it's from the heart. And just like that, our heroine's icy heart begins to melt. Suddenly, Lisa launches herself forward, wrapping our girl in a tight hug. You won again, she cries, burying her face in her shoulder. Lisa is confused, but our heroine realizes this moment beats any fancy dinner. Tears start streaming down her face, she's completely overwhelmed. Seeing her cry, Lisa panics, so cute, don't cry, I'll go. She gently wipes a tear from her cheek, the tension becoming electric. The world fades away as the two lean in for a kiss. But wait, they're being watched. A tiny, grumpy third wheel is fuming in the corner. A magic circle suddenly flares to life beneath them. What is happening? They're teleported into a school hall where a teacher is livid about the magic. The mean girl smirks, planning her next chaotic move from the shadows. Meanwhile, our girl and Lisa are working on a new project. Suddenly, a voice screams for them to get out of the way. A blast of energy hurtles towards them as Lisa yells for our girl to back off. But our heroine shoves Lisa to safety just as a powerful mage intervenes. She thanks her mysterious savior, who just tells her not to take things so lightly. But the mage suddenly looks shocked, realizing her mistake. The wooden puppet goes rogue and stabs our girl right in the chest. The mage acts fast, crushing a magical crystal to subdue the creature. Blue smoke envelops the cursed puppet, neutralizing it instantly. But the aftermath leaves them both sneezing uncontrollably from the dust. Suddenly, our girl's heart starts pounding. Is this a side effect of the potion? Lisa rushes to her side, completely panicked and asking if she's okay. Our poor heroine is flushed and dazed, clearly not feeling well. Lisa knows immediately that something is seriously wrong here. And of course, the villainess is watching from afar, loving this drama. Later that night, Lisa asks if the strange feeling is really gone. Our girl insists that it is, but her eyes say otherwise. Lisa is practically in tears, desperate for answers. She demands the truth, screaming that she knows something is up. Our girl fires back, asking if Lisa truly has nothing to hide either. The confrontation gets heated, with our girl towering over a distraught Lisa. She tells Lisa to stop hesitating and just ask the person she's so worried about. Lisa stammers, totally flustered and unsure what to do now. Our girl immediately deflates, turning into an apologetic puddle. Lisa confesses that for some reason, the Duke wanted to know all about Nydia. But she had to admit they didn't really know each other that well. Seeing an opportunity, our girl offers to help her get closer to him. Lisa considers it, promising to return once she's made a decision. The two share a tense, meaningful glance before she leaves. Our girl watches her go, the weight of the situation settling in. Clutching her chest, she wonders if that attack hurt Lisa's heart too. The professor silences the chattering students with a single command. She announces a special off-campus lesson in the dreaded Black Forest. It's a team-based exam to collect monster materials, and Lisa sees her chance to get close to Nydia. But the professor drops a bomb. Partners will be decided by a random lottery. She holds up the faded book with the pairings and dismisses the class. Lisa smugly reveals she rigged the lottery so she and Nydia would be grouped together. But as she turns to leave, our girl grabs her arm, feeling a pit in her stomach. "Who did you get paired with?" she asks. Lisa snaps back that it's none of her business. Our girl holds on, her expression filled with worry. This feels wrong. Lisa insists it's fine, saying they can still hang out even if they are in different groups. She tries to walk away, but our girl isn't convinced. Suddenly, Lisa loses it. "Enough," she screams, looking genuinely hurt. She insists she has people to team with, so our girl shouldn't worry about her. Our poor heroine is totally lost. Who? It's not Heyman, is it? She wonders if her friend is just being extra moody today. Nope, she's gotta check the list herself. No way is she letting some man team up with her precious Lisa. She starts daydreaming about how epic it would be to fight side by side. They would be an unstoppable, demon-slaying power couple. The fantasy gets a little steamy, until some pretty boy shows up and ruins it. Ugh, her perfect vision shatters instantly. She can't let Lisa get abandoned in the woods by that jerk Heyman. That's it, Nydia can wait, but Lisa's safety comes first. She rushes to the list. Just then, Lisa appears, looking absolutely betrayed. "Are you changing the partners?" She grabs our girl's arm, her eyes full of accusation. Our girl panics, sputtering that she was just looking for her own name. Lisa doesn't believe a word of it and storms away in a rage. Fed up, our girl shoves the list into Lisa's hands. "See for yourself." Lisa stares at the paper, completely stunned. The name written next to our heroines isn't Nydia, it's rescuer Chris. A mysterious masked figure flickers onto a screen. "Long time no see." Our girl's blood runs cold. This isn't a field trip, it's another mission. Our girl asks the system what impossible task it has for her now. But the shadowy figure says it's not a mission. This time, it's a warning. The system is furious, accusing her of forgetting her main quest to chase after side characters. She's supposed to be fighting the Demon King, not messing with the story. It calls out her name in a chilling, ominous tone. Our heroine finally snaps, shattering a mirror and screaming that she's sick of hearing about Heyman. She decides her top priority is getting Lisa back. Meanwhile, Lisa is organizing the teams for a dangerous mission. She gives instructions to pair certain people together, claiming she needs to watch the dangerous Sierra herself. But Chris spots her and calls out her name. She confronts Lisa, asking why she's been avoiding her. She grabs her arm, causing the picnic basket to fall. Chris looks down at the spilled bento box. Lisa insists it's for her teammates, but Chris immediately assumes it's for Heyman. Getting dangerously close, she declares Lisa can only team up with her and no one else. Just then, the announcer calls out the teams, pairing Lisa with Nydia. Both of them are completely shocked. Lisa can't believe it, her plan is in shambles. As Nydia drags Lisa away, Chris is assigned her own partner, Marcia. But our girl isn't giving up that easily. She breaks free and runs into the woods after Lisa. Deeper in the forest, Nydia hears a sound. She immediately prepares a defensive spell ready to attack. Ice shards fly through the air towards the intruder. Of course, it's Chris who casually stops the attack and proposes they cooperate. Nydia is suspicious, thinking Chris is just here to stalk Lisa. She agrees to team up on one condition, but then a weird green smoke suddenly surrounds them. Our girl is panicking, realizing she's the real doll everyone is after. Meanwhile, the other ladies are plotting to set a trap for a dragon. The blonde Lisa is way too eager to help with the manual labor. Our heroine just watches, completely baffled by this girl's energy. But as Lisa digs, a shadowy figure erupts from the earth. A creepy voice asks if it can smell her. The figure is face down in the dirt, looking absolutely ridiculous. Lisa is frozen in shock. The mysterious figure grabs the purple-haired lady. She shouts that her body is feeling strange. She tries to defend Lisa, telling the creep to let her go. The figure just sniffs her and says Lisa is probably softer anyway. And surprise, the chaotic creep is our girl who is now getting handsy. The lady blushes, clearly not hating this as much as she should. Our heroine starts snuggling into her neck. She whispers about how soft she is and the poor woman is flustered. She keeps saying her body feels weird from the touch. Finally, she shoves our girl away, trying to act tough. She then smirks at Lisa, declaring, "You lose, you have to listen to me." Suddenly, the purple-haired lady's imagination runs wild. She pictures Lisa as our heroine's collared pet, and she is absolutely living for this chaotic drama. Our girl turns on her charm, her eyes literally sparkling with love hearts. The poor woman wonders if she's been hit with a love potion. From the bushes, Lisa watches them, heartbroken. She looks like a kicked puppy. But suddenly, a new player enters the game, telling her not to cry. This girl offers her help. She leans in close and whispers a single savage promise: destroy it all. An explosion rips through the forest. Our girl unleashes her fire magic, ready for a fight. The other girl plays innocent, asking why she's so angry. She claims she just wants to help, what a lie. But our heroine isn't buying it. She tells her to stay away from Marcia. She warns that if she doesn't, she can't be forgiven. But the villainess just scoffs, telling her to worry about herself. Suddenly, Nydia screams that it's a trap. And look what they find, a poor dizzy dragon. Nydia confirms it's a dragon named Sierra. The villainess just waves her hand dismissively. She uses wind magic on the poor creature, but Nydia is ready, summoning a massive wall of ice. This is no ordinary magic, these are ice wings. The poor dragon gets completely frozen solid. But our girl steps in, using her fire magic to help. Her fire whips Snake through the air. She easily melts the ice, freeing the dragon. Marcia is totally fangirling over the magic display. She's got literal hearts in her eyes, so chaotic. The freed dragon starts huffing and puffing. Nydia looks on in pure shock. She screams for Marcia to get back. The dragon goes into a full-blown rage. But Marcia stands firm and our girl screams her name. Marcia pulls out a freaking dagger ready to throw down. She's not a mage, but she is a total badass. She goes straight for the dragon's neck. But oh no, she forgot dragons breathe fire. The beast unleashes a torrent of flames. Our girl tackles Marcia out of the way just in time. But in the chaos, someone trips on a rock. It's Marcia and Lisa tumbling down a steep hill. The dragon calls out their names in concern. Nydia and the dragon immediately give chase. But the dragon gets zapped by some dark magic. It hits Nydia too, and she gets electrocuted. The force throws her against the dragon's wing. She's hurt but realizes what's happening. The dragon was given a potion of obsession. Meanwhile, our girl wakes up at the bottom of the hill. Her whole body aches from the nasty fall. She immediately starts screaming for Marcia. She finds her, but Marcia is burning up with a fever. She holds her close, trying to figure out what's wrong. And then it hits her, the dragon's saliva is poisonous. Tears well up in her eyes, wishing she had Nydia's ice powers. Marcia weakly calls her a worthless little crybaby. Under the pale moonlight, things are about to get real weird. Chris corners our poor heroine, getting way too close for comfort. She asks if our girl is uncomfortable, but then answers for her with a smug grin. Our heroine realizes these sweet nothings aren't even meant for her. And just like that, Chris snaps and tackles her to the ground. She admits she's not feeling like herself tonight, you think. With a terrifying look, she declares she won't stop no matter what. She pins our girl's wrists down, completely overpowering her. Our heroine trembles as Chris leans in, their faces inches apart. She begs her to stop, tears streaming down her face. She desperately cries out, "I told you I'm not Nydia." But Chris isn't listening, instead attacking her neck with kisses. The villainess has the audacity to say, "I know you like it too." Our girl fights back, screaming that Chris will regret this. But Chris is on another level of psycho, twisting her words back on her. She continues her relentless assault, ignoring all pleas. Our poor heroine is completely flustered and trapped. "Admit it," Chris whispers, "you like me doing this to you." She demands a confession, but then just confesses her own feelings instead. "I like you," she says, as our girl can only cry in confusion. It turns out she doesn't care who our girl is, she just wants her asterisk. Meanwhile, two spectators in the bushes reveal the source of this chaos, a love potion. The purple-haired girl is not happy that her friend has been meddling. But the meddler just smirks, she's one step ahead. She reveals she already gave our heroine the antidote. This means Chris's actions are her own. This isn't a potion, it's a genuine chaotic confession. The meddler's reason, she just thought it would be fun, pure chaos. Back at the main event, the mood has shifted from terrifying to tickled torture. Chris demands our girl say she likes it, and she can't help but laugh. Our heroine is a blushing, exhausted mess. Suddenly, their little forest rendezvous is interrupted by a voice calling their names. Our girl tries to get away, screaming that her friends are coming. But the dark-haired beauty isn't letting go without an answer. They get into the most ridiculous chibai struggle ever seen. Suddenly, their friend appears, finally finding them in the dark woods. "You're just in time," our heroine cries with relief. The two of them are a total mess on the forest floor. Their friend is completely and utterly bewildered by this chaotic scene. But then she overhears a fragment of their conversation and freezes. A sudden flashback hits her of a time our girl was in terrible pain. Back in the present, the dark-haired girl grabs our heroine, looking worried. Their argument is a mess of yelling and misunderstandings. But their friend's Fujoshi brain hears something very different. Her imagination immediately runs wild, thinking they were having a steamy, secret rendezvous. Her little gremlin friend whispers some juicy ideas in her ear. The two of them watch the drama unfold from a safe distance. Later that night, the mood shifts to something more sinister. A serious conversation takes place in the halls. Nydia gets cornered by the girl she was warned about. But instead of a threat, she gets a blindingly sweet smile. She claims to believe Nydia because they're friends after all. As Nydia walks away, she can't escape the judging glares and whispers. She tries to distract herself with some trashy magazines, but she can't stop thinking about the absolute mess she's in. The girl finds her again, asking if they can be friends. Nydia just smiles, saying they've been friends for a long time. And then the ultimate bombshell drops. It was Sierra who gave her a love potion. It all makes sense now, the reason Marcia fell for Nydia. was because she was drugged with a potion meant for someone else. Nydia is absolutely livid, swearing she knew nothing about it. But it's too late. Lisa, the original protagonist, overheard everything. The girl vows to hunt down Sierra and make her pay. They storm off, leaving a shattered Lisa all alone in the hallway. A single heartbreaking tear falls. She cries, realizing what happened to her wasn't so different. As the girl runs, a terrifying thought enters her mind. Is her love real, or is it just the potion? Our girl is on the warpath, storming down the hall. She kicks the door open, absolutely furious and ready for a fight. But she immediately inhales a face full of some weird pink smoke. Girl is completely losing her balance. What is going on? She reaches for something to steady herself but misses the bottle. Instead, she knocks a weird metal ball off the table. This triggers a ridiculous Rube Goldberg machine launching a spoon. The projectile is coming right for our heroine's head. She ducks out of the way just as her rival screams for her to come out. But our girl is not deterred. She's still ready to throw hands. She steps into the room, which is an absolute pigsty. Her rival loses it, threatening to literally burn the place down. Suddenly, a hand rises from a pile of trash bags. It's Sierra asking if her invention was interesting. Our girl grabs her, demanding to know if she drugged her, and Sierra basically says, yeah, hit me anywhere but the face. The absolute nerve of this girl, she's practically daring her. And our heroine does not disappoint. She lets the punch fly. But it connects with a weird, squishy sound. The punch did absolutely nothing. Sierra isn't even phased. She just smirks, mocking her for being a weak little brat. Our girl is having none of this. She calls her childish. And then she gives the chair a swift, satisfying kick. Big mistake, robot arms shoot out of the chair. They grab Sierra and start giving her a massage. Sierra begs to be let off the demonic massage chair, but our girl just smiles evilly. She leans in close, asking if all this drama is just for attention. She even pestered Ingram, all for little love, right? Our heroine's eyes are glowing. This is some next-level psychological warfare. Sierra looks up, defeated, finally asking, what about me? A flashback begins, showing her lonely past. She was always the outcast, the illegitimate child who didn't belong. She could only watch from the sidelines as others lived a happy life. Always alone, always left behind. Back in the present, she weakly says, it's not fair. But our girl misunderstands completely, yelling that what's unfair is what happened to her invention. Our girl pins Hayline down, absolutely furious. She demands to know why Hayline dismisses her own hard work as mere pranks. All those long nights spent studying and creating, for what? Marcia grabs her chin, forcing her to look up. Say it again, say you didn't put any effort into it. Her eyes practically glow with rage as Hayline just laughs in her face. Marcia remembers how Hayline always pretends to be brave, hiding her true feelings. Suddenly, her anger melts away. She tells Hayline she believes in her and is waiting for her to become a great inventor. And in a chaotic turn of events, she scoops Hayline into a princess carry. But it's not for romance, she's just stealing her amazing invention, a new chair. Marcia makes a run for it, planning to have Lisa test it out. Hayline chases after her as the scene shifts to later that night. Elsewhere, a woman is trying to convince a blushing Sierra to just say yes. It's our girl Marcia, seemingly seducing the poor blonde. The tension is thick as she corners her against the door. A blue-haired woman is eavesdropping, convinced she's witnessing a major scandal. She's totally flustered by what she's seeing. Peeking inside, her jaw drops. Sierra actually agreed. Her dirty mind goes wild, thinking they're morally corrupt, but also that it's super exciting. But nope, she got it all wrong. Sierra is just testing out Hayline's new massage chair. Realizing her mistake, the eavesdropper runs off, vowing to protect them. Later, Marcia is about to enjoy some treats made by Lisa's sister. Suddenly, a massive firework display explodes in the night sky. It spells out Marcia's name. Our girl is completely stunned. But Lisa doesn't look happy at all. She looks guilty. A flashback reveals she once created this special firework spell for a boy she liked, Lord Heyman. The memory is too painful, and Lisa clenches her fist before running away. Marcia is confused, but then she spots the man responsible, Heyman. It's the pretty boy himself asking Marcia to come talk. Our girl is not having it. She's furious he'd show his face and upset Lisa like this. She flat out refuses, saying she wants a rest. But Lisa gently pushes her, saying he won't give up until he gets what he wants. Marcia looks from Lisa back towards the door, her expression hardening. Fine, she'll go see exactly what kind of scheme this jerk is plotting now. Our girl is trying to have a peaceful night when suddenly he appears. He doesn't even say hello, just whips out a magical invitation to the ball. In a flash of light, she's suddenly trapped in a brand new gown. He gets on one knee, claiming he picked it out just for her. The sheer audacity of this man. He pulls her into a dancing pose, looking way too pleased with himself. But just as he asks if she likes it, a savage voice cuts in. She doesn't like it, and the dress bursts into flames. A girl is back in her shorts, completely unbothered by the magical fire. The chaos is brought to you by Lisa, who has just appeared to save the day. She then turns to Heyman with a challenge. You want a dance partner? Fight me for it. The poor boy is shook to his core as her fiery aura explodes around him. Lisa calls him out on his self-righteous attitude, and honestly, we love to see it. She draws a literal circle of fire, daring him to cross it. He tries to explain things, but it's too late. Our girl and Lisa are already holding hands. This sends our heroine into a full-blown gay panic. Is she nothing to Lisa now? Later that night, she can't get the scene out of her head. Tossing and turning, her mind is completely filled with thoughts of Lisa. She can't sleep a wink, replaying Lisa's awesome takedown. Then it hits her, Lisa hasn't been a threat for a long time. She sits up in bed, a blush creeping across her face. The death threats have stopped, this is amazing news. She thinks she can finally move forward, but her mind keeps drifting back to Lisa. A shocking realization dawns on her as she remembers all their close moments. The person she wants to attack is actually Lisa. It's not a mission anymore, it's love, she loves Lisa. A mysterious system seems to lock onto her new target. Filled with newfound determination, she runs out of her room. She races to Lisa's door, ready to confess everything. She knocks, excitedly calling out that she has something important to say. The door swings open and our girl is beaming with hope. But she's met with Lisa shouting at someone else about Heyman's dance partner. Lisa is fiercely protecting her spot as Heyman's date, or so it seems. Our poor girl is completely blindsided. What did you just say? Sierra confronts our girl, accusing her of being jealous. Suddenly, a fiery whip of magic lashes out. It cracks against the floor, narrowly missing her. And it's Sierra wielding the flames like a total psycho. She goes full villainous, accusing our girl of trying to steal her man. Chris is completely baffled. This isn't how the story is supposed to go. Her mind races, trying to figure out what went so horribly wrong. Without a second thought, she kicks down Sierra's door to confront her. She finds Sierra sitting dazed in a room filled with garbage bags. Our girl grabs her, demanding to know what happened to Lisa Hull. But Sierra plays dumb, acting like she barely knows the name. Chris feels a chill run down her spine. This isn't right at all. Sierra quickly changes the subject, showing off a dress for a date. A date with Ingram, then she asks for advice, twisting the knife. That smug, calculating look is just pure evil. Our poor heroine is spiraling, everyone she knows is changing. She desperately tries to bring up her invention, hoping for a spark of the old Sierra. But Sierra just laughs, calling her life's work some gadgets. Suddenly, another girl appears, blindfolded, asking if she liked the prank. Chris is frozen in place, trying to process the chaos. Then her own slipper bites her foot. This is a nightmare. Just then, Nydia appears, accusing her of being a bully. Our girl realizes with horror that Nydia has changed too. Nydia grabs her arm, completely ignoring her bleeding foot. Then she summons glowing blue chains to restrain her. A mysterious red entity appears, greeting Chris the rescuer. Chris demands to know why everyone changed. The entity blames her, stating the world line is now back on track. It warns her, stop interfering or the world collapses and her mission fails. Our girl falls to her knees in absolute despair. But the sinister game master just orders her to publish the next mission. Our girl is panicking, asking the system what fresh hell is coming now. A creepy red mask pops up with a new mission, rescue Heyman. His confession was interrupted, so now she has to make him do it again in 10 days. She sees a vision of him with the story's original heroine, Lisa. Of course, it's always about her. And if she fails this mission, the entire world gets wiped out, no pressure. The thought of Lisa makes her see red. Our poor heroine is at her limit. 7 days later, our girl is walking through the academy. A familiar voice calls out her name. It's Heyman, looking way too charming with a bouquet of roses. He asks her to meet him in the garden for his big confession. She agrees because what other choice does she have? As he walks away, she internally roasts this brain-damaged game character. But her rage is cut short when she spots someone lurking. It's Lisa, the original heroine, hiding around the corner like a creep. Our girl can't believe she's still getting played by this stupid game. She is so completely over all this drama. Suddenly, a classmate says the potions teacher needs her in classroom 3. Marcia immediately knows it's a trap, so childish, she doubts Lisa is smart enough for this. But then again, maybe she is. Against her better judgment, she sprints towards the classroom. The door slams shut behind her. A magic circle activates, locking her in. And of course, the classic bucket of water over the door gag. A wave of freezing water drenches our poor heroine. The culprit appears from above. It's Lisa with a pathetic oopsie act. She taunts our girl, saying Heyman won't ever come save her. This psycho is perched on a wobbly tower of chairs to set the stage. She gloats that Heyman will think Marcia stood him up. Our girl is just so tired of this repeated nonsense. Marcia fires back, calling her a clown for throwing her life away for a man. But Lisa just laughs, saying she'd do anything for Lord Heyman. She prepares to take a dramatic fall. Marcia screams that he is absolutely not worth it. She desperately tries to kick the door down to escape. Just as she's about to give up, Lisa shouts that Heyman is here. Marcia grabs her, trying to stop this chaotic performance. Heyman arrives right on cue and Lisa calls out to him. She theatrically loses her balance, putting on the show of a lifetime. She lets out a piercing shriek as she tumbles to the ground. Heyman immediately turns, furious, and blames Marcia for the entire setup. He rushes to the fallen damsel in distress. Lisa plays the perfect victim. Marcia knows she has to get out of there now. She has to get away from Lisa's toxic drama. But it's too late. Heyman turns on her, calling her a vicious woman. Lisa looks up at him with teary, innocent eyes. Our girl is past her breaking point. How long will this game keep playing her? The two girls are worlds apart, one crying crocodile tears, the other burning with rage. Our poor heroine is having a very vivid dream. A woman holds her close and our girl is totally flustered. The dream is getting way too real and Lillian freaks out. She jolts awake, clutching her blanket in a panic. She tries to calm her racing heart, blaming it on the stress from the day. The next morning, things are tense. Chris is still thinking about yesterday when the silver-haired pretty boy approaches. He cuts right to the chase and confesses his feelings for her. But as he grabs her hand, he makes a huge mistake. Our girl's training kicks in and she absolutely demolishes him. She almost broke his arm, he's completely stunned on the floor. But this chaotic man isn't even mad. He gets up and asks her out for Valentine's Day. Right on cue, the system dings with a new mission. The Valentine's Day chapter has officially begun. She has to pick a guy and raise his favorability or she'll be punished. She thinks about the safest option, Lord Heyman. It's just a boring ball, easy peasy. She decides to pick him. The system gives her 4 choices to choose from. But just as she goes to select Heyman, her finger slips and she taps the wrong name. Oops, wrong point. The system locks enables Stoker. Our girl is horrified. Who is that? Later, everyone is gathered in the auditorium. Lillian is relieved Chris didn't choose Heyman. She doesn't want to see her friend get hurt again. Suddenly, the massive doors at the front swing open dramatically. Everyone turns their heads in anticipation. Lillian looks on with a very concerned expression. A man with long, flowing green hair makes his grand entrance. The entire room swoons as he greets them with a charming smile. It's Prince Abel. Our girl stares in disbelief. That's Abel. Stoker, a bright light announces a grand entrance. It's Prince Abel and the ladies are losing their minds. But his overwhelming fragrance makes our poor heroine sneeze. The prince is offended by her indecent sound, and the entire crowd glares. The judgment is immediate and brutal. A mean girl starts dissecting our girl's casual look, from her simple hair to her plain clothes. She even roasts her boots for being too practical. The prince demands his guards pull her out for being so vulgar. But our girl isn't about to be treated like a sick cat. As she walks forward, the other students gossip about her humble wardrobe. Even the lead mean girl, Lisa, feels self-conscious and wants to change. The crowd's hatred is palpable. They'd rather die than be seen like her. Lisa looks on with a flicker of something. Pity, maybe. Suddenly, our girl is shoved to the ground. Prince Abel, completely oblivious, begins a dramatic monologue about his return. He poses, vowing to rectify the Academy's standards. His new rule, all ugly and vulgar things are now banned from Hoggle. He declares he will create a paradise of beauty. Our girl, meanwhile, is just trying not to sneeze again. She walks away, determined to focus on her own life. But she runs right into a new brand of chaos. Students are selling dangerous beauty potions and people are actually buying them. Our girl tries to stop them, yelling that the potion is literally poison. To prove her point, the seller chugs the entire bottle. She doesn't care if it's poison, she just wants to know if she looks whiter. She blames Abel's insane new beauty standards for her desperation. Our girl is horrified as another student considers using fire magic to whiten her skin. Just then, a new girl named Nydia arrives. Our heroine grabs her, telling her to deal with these crazy people. Nydia just smiles calmly, asking what's crazy. She touches her face, revealing a perfect makeup look out of thin air, and the crowd screams. Our girl is stunned, demanding to know how she did it. Nydia simply compliments our heroine's natural beauty. She mentions semi-permanent makeup, and it all clicks for our girl. This is all Abel's fault. He's the male lead driving this madness. She realizes they are all just data points in a ridiculous Mary Sue drama. A story she has no power to change. But as she spirals, a frantic scream cuts through the air. It's Lisa. She's collapsed on the floor, completely unconscious. Our girl shakes Lisa awake, demanding to know what's wrong with her. Lisa is completely dazed, asking why her own face hurts so much. She's told she fainted and basically face-planted into the floor. Ouch. But wait, she checks a mirror and realizes her face got thinner. Our girl isn't buying it. She fainted because she was starving herself, wasn't she? Lisa shoves her away, saying she's only doing what Lord Abel told her to do. The air gets heavy. Our heroine looks on with pure concern. She realizes Lisa has been completely manipulated by that trash tearduke. Without another word, she grabs Lisa's hand. Lisa is totally baffled by this sudden move. Our girl starts adjusting Lisa's posture with a firm touch. Do you want to lose weight? She purrs, let me help you. Lisa is absolutely speechless as she's dragged away for a special session. Soon, our poor heroine is crying out in pain. This is not the help she wanted. But our girl is relentless. Be patient, she says with a mischievous smile. She's forcing Lisa into a brutal, muscle-tearing stretching routine. Exercise is way better than starving, she lectures. Lisa's soul has left her body. Then she softens, whispering, in my heart, you are the most beautiful. Lisa turns into a blushing, stuttering mess. She's completely bewildered. You are doing this for me. Lisa wonders why this girl she hates is being so kind. As our girl helps her stretch, Lisa admits it feels strange. The two are suddenly very close, the atmosphere becoming electric. Lisa finds herself captivated, thinking this odd feeling is so familiar. Suddenly, flashes of memories start flooding her mind. The sudden influx of information is too much, and she screams in agony. Our poor girl is having some kind of chaotic vision, screaming as she falls through a broken reality. A dark, shadowy presence asks who is it from within the vision. Marcia snaps back to reality holding a trembling Lisa. She asks if she remembers anything, but it's too much for Lisa and she completely passes out. Sometime later, Lisa wakes up in a plush bed looking confused. She sees Marcia passed out, having watched over her all night. Suddenly, a dark memory of Marcia flashes through her mind. Lisa instinctively reaches out and touches Marcia's arm. The touch wakes Marcia up. Lisa quickly pulls her hand back as Marcia groggily asks if she's awake. Marcia rubs her tired eyes, still a bit out of it. But Lisa suddenly explodes, demanding to know what's wrong with her. She's losing control and slaps Marcia's hand away, screaming, "Don't touch me." Marcia is stunned. Lisa clutches her nightgown, looking absolutely terrified. She screams at our girl to get out, blaming her for everything. Heartbroken, Marcia quietly leaves the room. Alone, Lisa is horrified. She realizes she almost killed her. She completely breaks down, overwhelmed by a fear she can't understand. Lisa's cruel words echo in our girl's mind. She thinks maybe Lisa is right, that she's just making things worse for the original heroine. Suddenly, a commotion erupts, and our girl dives under a table to hide. But then she snaps, jumping onto the table and calling everyone out. The other girls are stunned as she goes on a savage rant about chasing after men. Her epic speech is interrupted by a new voice, and a mysterious guy appears. Our girl is panicking. He couldn't have possibly heard her, right? Suddenly, the system dings. Prince Abel has appeared and a new mission is live. The goal, spend Valentine's Day with him, she knew it. The two of them stand in the most awkward silence in history. He grabs her chin, hitting her with the classic, "You have my attention" line. She knows his type, bullies who like women who defy them. He accuses her of playing hard to get, and she is physically cringing. She asks him if he's free on Valentine's Day. But from the doorway, the original heroine is watching this whole disaster unfold. Our girl is already mentally preparing her excuses to get out of the state. But the prince just laughs in her face, calling her a gross, ugly woman. He roasts her, saying her brain is as dull as her face. The rejection is savage. Our girl is absolutely floored. This guy isn't following the script. He actually has a brain. The system flashes red. If this mission fails, it's game over for her. In a last-ditch effort, she grabs his arm, begging for another chance. She clings to him, refusing to let go of her only hope. And then she flips him. Our girl just judo flipped the prince. He hits the ground with a royal thud. She lands right on top of him as the other girls scream in shock. The entire room is in chaos, watching the scene unfold. With her fist raised, it looks like she's about to commit regicide right here and now. She quickly snaps out of it, realizing what she's done. Sorry. The prince is left a coughing, humiliated mess on the floor. The crowd goes wild, accusing her of trying to assassinate the prince. But suddenly, a voice cuts through the noise. Where is the murder here? It's Lisa, the original protagonist. She defends our girl, saying it was just an accident. Even Lisa is confused about why she's helping a total stranger. The other girls immediately agree, yes, it was just a fall, a totally normal fall. But the prince rises from the floor and he does not look happy. He gets right in her face, his smile absolutely terrifying. Our girl realizes this is far from over. This guy is going to make her pay. Our girl is being punished by this green-haired jerk. He's ruthlessly making her clean the entire hot spring manor by herself. But little does he know, someone is already using the hot spring. It's the blonde rival, moping about why our heroine is always so confusing. Suddenly, she hears a noise and whips her head around, totally panicked. And who does she see? Our girl triumphantly finishing her cleaning duties. Our heroine announces she'll clean the rest of the manor tomorrow, completely oblivious. She scrubs the ground with intense focus. She even pulls out a special water purification agent to get the job done right. Wiping the sweat from her brow, she declares the job finished. The blonde thinks she's finally about to get some peace and quiet. But our clumsy heroine slips and starts to fall. The blonde watches, her heart aching because she just can't resist seeing our girl. She thinks about how she has a crush on someone here at school. The thought makes her splash in the water, completely flustered. The noise alerts our girl, who demands to know who's there. The blonde panics and sinks under the water, trying to hide. But it's too late, our girl saw her. She yanks her from the water, asking if she's Lisa. And then she drops an absolute bombshell. You don't have to throw yourself in the water after hearing my confession. Memories come flooding back to the blonde, a past she never knew they had. Our girl leans in close, whispering that she can't wait any longer. And as things heat up in the hot spring, we see two other girls sleeping, one crying out Marcia's name in her sleep. A man named Abel kicks off the Miss Hoggle pageant with some seriously snobby rules. He gestures to the contestants, looking completely unimpressed. He declares that anyone judged as ugly will face severe punishment. Seriously. Meanwhile, a mysterious figure is plotting behind the scenes. A blonde girl decides this whole chaotic contest needs to be ruined. She heads to the costume room, only to find our girl Lisa already there. Lisa is caught red-handed and totally freezes. The blonde confronts her, thinking Lisa has some kind of weird costume fetish. Suddenly, they hear guards approaching. They're both busted. Thinking fast, they dive into a nearby box just as the guards enter the room. Trapped together, Lisa admits she's here to sabotage the pageant. Their terrible luck strikes again as the guards decide to move the box. The jolt sends them tumbling and their lips accidentally meet. They both pull back, completely stunned by the unexpected kiss. Back on stage, Abel is absolutely roasting the contestants' appearances. He tells them they are so unladylike that no man will ever want to marry them. Savage. The girls watch in horror. Abel then says if only everyone could be perfect like Lisa. Suddenly, a strange magic begins to swirl around his feet. He's completely bewildered as he's attacked by tiny magical sprites. They trip him up and a massive explosion of glitter goes off behind him. The entire audience bursts out laughing as he sits there utterly humiliated. But this backfires on our girl. A system warning pops up. Abel's favorability has plummeted. The system glitches around her, warning that mission failure means deletion. The blonde girl smirks, offering to help finish the job. They're a team now. With a flick of her wrist, she turns Abel's hair into a giant broccoli. The sabotage is a success. The blonde thanks Lisa and offers her a reward. Our girl gets shy and asks her to be with her on Valentine's Day. Our girl is busy writing, cooking up another one of her chaotic plans. She then sneaks into Lisa's room while she's sleeping peacefully. She roughly wakes her up, shoving a dress at her and demanding she follow. Lisa is completely baffled and more than a little freaked out by this midnight ambush. When asked where they're going, our girl just says the mountains with a terrifyingly cheerful smile. Lisa's mind immediately jumps to the worst conclusion: they're going to bury a body. And so, under the pale moonlight, their creepy trek begins. Lisa is already regretting everything, but our heroine whips out a skull to scare her even more. Now totally convinced there's a corpse in the bag, Lisa assumes it must be poor Abel. Our girl leads the way, completely unbothered by Lisa's growing panic. She finally stops at a flower patch and starts unpacking her very suspicious bag. Lisa can't even bear to look, expecting a severed head to roll out. But it's not a body, it's the dress Lisa wore when they first met. She explains she wants to bury their most important memories together, like a time capsule. She even hands over a list of romantic things she wants to do, like watching the sunrise. And despite the absolutely unhinged execution, Lisa admits she loves it so much. She just asks that maybe, in the future, she could take her time with the surprises. But our heroine's smile fades into a somber expression. She confesses she's rushing because she's terrified they won't have a future. Trying to change the heavy mood, Lisa points out the beautiful rising sun. But she notices our girl is acting strange, completely lost in thought. And then, without a word, she leans in and closes the distance. She gives her a tender kiss as the sun finally crests the horizon. But the world around them suddenly glitches out. A single word appears: sorry. A sinister red mask materializes, announcing the mission is failing and an erasure countdown has begun. As if things weren't chaotic enough, a green-haired guy storms in, furious that someone dug up his flowers. Green-hair demands to know why she's here, but our girl knows her time is running out. Suddenly, a hand grabs hers. It's Lisa. She tells our girl to run before they get caught, but Marcia has something to confess. Green-hair loses his mind over his precious sunflowers, so Lisa goes full chaos mode, inviting him to watch the sunrise. The two guys are completely stunned by her audacity. They just watch as the two girls enjoy the morning view. Looking back, our girl thinks it was a pretty nice moment. Lisa's smile was absolutely radiant. But then the system pops up with a creepy-looking mascot. Our girl just smirks. She's been waiting for this. The system announces that Abel's favorability is only at 63. And if it doesn't hit 80 in a month, the Demon King storyline will be triggered. As a new task pops up, Lisa asks if she's okay, but they're interrupted. The green-haired prince accuses her of digging up his flowers to seduce him. Our girl denies it and then plants a massive smooch on Lisa. The prince is shook. I already have a lover, she declares, telling him to shove his narcissism. They make a run for it. She's done, mission or not, she's going to die anyway. So from now on, she's going to start living her own life. She gathers her friends in a private room. It's time to reveal the biggest secret of all. She can't keep fighting alone, they deserve to know the truth. She starts by apologizing for lying to them this whole time. I'm not Marcia, she confesses, and I'm not from this world at all. She drops the final bomb, their entire world is just a game. Lisa interrupts, refusing to believe it. Another friend claims they didn't hear a thing. The other girl just looks completely lost and confused. Our girl is stunned, they're completely rejecting her confession. Our girl finally snaps, shouting that this world is fake. But the other girls just look at her blankly. A sound-blocking spell was cast, they heard absolutely nothing. She realizes with horror it's the system stopping her. It wants them trapped as pawns forever. A memory of a gentler time flashes by, but that's not her reality now. Lisa grabs her hand, sensing that something is deeply wrong. Her eyes are full of genuine concern. Our girl asks if she knows they're being manipulated. Lisa scoffs, I'm not stupid. The others agree their memories are a mess. Our girl realizes they aren't damsels in distress. Oh, these girls can fight back. This changes everything. She confirms their suspicions. Yes, everything they feared is true. There is a mysterious force controlling them all. Their immediate reaction, let's just kill him. Savage, but our girl knows it's not that simple. They're up against the supreme will of this world, a literal god-tier system. But our girl isn't about to give up. Of course not, she declares with fiery eyes. She tells them the first step to freedom is to stay away from all men. They are absolutely floored. Later, Lisa waits in an empty hall. No one is there. She was supposed to meet someone, but our girl's chaotic advice echoes in her mind. Then she has a wild realization. Is this a test? She loves me so much. Girl, no, she's blushing, completely misunderstanding everything. What a disaster. Suddenly, some noble ladies appear to start drama. They immediately start mocking poor Lisa. The classic mean girls have arrived. Our girl watches from the shadows, vowing to save her friend. She looks on, her heart aching for Lisa's humiliation. In the original story, this is where the male lead saves her. It's a key plot point. Heyman was supposed to swoop in and be the hero. This moment was designed to push Lisa further into his arms and speed up the protagonist's murder. But our girl has a new plan. What if she saves Lisa instead? The mean girls start picking on Marcia, mocking her for trying to get Lord Heyman's attention. One of them gets ready to pour a glass of red wine all over her dress. But a voice suddenly rings out telling them to stop. It's Lord Heyman himself, and he's shouting for Lisa. Our girl Lisa leaps into action to defend her friend. She grabs the bully's wrist just in the nick of time. Marcia is completely shocked by the sudden intervention. The bully is absolutely furious that she was stopped, but Lisa stands firm, shielding Marcia from the drama. Then Marcia decides to take matters into her own hands and gives the bully a taste of her own medicine. Absolutely savage. Our girl is so impressed. That's her Marcia. Marcia is fuming. She couldn't let anyone ruin her image in front of Heyman. The other girls can't believe what just happened. But the humiliated bully isn't done yet. She's using blood magic. The wine transforms into a deadly magical attack. It shoots straight for Marcia, and Heyman screams for Lisa to be careful. He's panicked, unable to intervene in time. But suddenly a blade slices through the air, deflecting the spell. Marcia is safe. Lisa rushes to her side, praising how cool she was. The bully then turns on Lisa, but our girl is done talking about Heyman. She grabs Marcia's hand, presenting a united front. Lisa then drops a bombshell. She already has a lover. The two women stand together, ready to face the crowd. Suddenly, a swirl of fire erupts around them. It's Lisa's magic. She commands everyone's attention for an announcement. And then Marcia gets on one knee and proposes to Lisa, the ultimate plot twist. The entire ballroom is shook. Heyman can't believe his eyes. His two supposed rivals are together. Meanwhile, on a balcony somewhere, a mysterious figure is watching. An assassin with an ice dagger. The drama is just getting started. Our girl stands her ground, ice dagger at the ready. She knows he won't let her go. This all started because she made a decision, a choice to change her own fate. 10 days ago, she was deep in her secret experiments, and she finally succeeded. The potion she brewed had a strange new smell. She had to document everything. Suddenly, she hears a noise at her door. Who could it be this late? She quickly tries to hide her notes on sage and silver ore. She's been adding all sorts of sketchy ingredients, like snake blood, which you then have to boil. Yummy. She's so focused on her forbidden research that she doesn't hear the door creaking open behind her. She takes a sip of water and nearly chokes. Because of course, it's her chaotic co-worker Nydia. Nydia gets way too close for comfort, making our poor heroine blush furiously. This girl has zero concept of personal space, and she's definitely enjoying making our girl flustered. She leans in close, practically invading her soul. But Nydia isn't interested in romance. She's spotted the sketchy recipe book. Our girl tries to play it off as a personal hobby, smooth. But Nydia sees right through it and asks the forbidden question, is that the magic awakening? Our girl freaks out, but Nydia immediately shushes her. Don't worry, she whispers, just follow me. She grabs our heroine and drags her through the halls. Nydia pulls out her own book, a triumphant grin on her face. Turns out, our girl wasn't the only one secretly studying forbidden magic. They are both nerds, groping in the dark for power. And just like that, a beautiful, chaotic friendship is born. But their bonding moment is shattered by a rude intruder. Our girl immediately gets protective of her new bestie. The green-haired weirdo just smirks, dropping a bombshell. He's Nydia's fiancé. On this dark and fateful night, our girl has finally reached her breaking point. She clutches the crystal blade, done with this fake engagement. It all started when her father promised her to some prince named Abel. Little her had no idea what a husband even was. Her father explained it was the person she'd be with forever. So being an innocent child, she ran right up to her new husband. Her father immediately slammed her head to the ground. He screamed at her to call the boy Your Highness. Our poor girl was humiliated and terrified. And the little prince, he didn't even flinch. He just called her ugly, what a monster in the making. Her father just bowed, promising to discipline her more. Her entire life was a performance for this spoiled brat. Her own mother would beat her for the smallest mistakes. Anything that might displease His Highness was a crime. She was tortured and molded into the perfect doll. They groomed her to be the beautiful, quiet consort he wanted. But she remembers everything. This life was forced upon her. She had to give up everything she was for him. Tonight, she's taking her freedom back. She sneaks into his chambers like a shadow. He's fast asleep, looking so peaceful. She approaches the bed, her resolve hardening with every step. There's only one way out of this nightmare. Abel must die. She raises the dagger for the final blow. But a hand shoots out, shattering the blade with ease. She's completely stunned before she can react. A powerful force strikes her down. A mysterious figure is silhouetted against the moon. The woman calls her stupid for even trying. And who is this new player in the game? Nydia is totally bewildered. The scene shifts. In another part of the palace, our other heroines are sleeping soundly. Suddenly, their maid bursts in, panicking. They wake up confused by all the commotion. What's wrong? One of them asks groggily. The maid delivers the terrible news. Nydia has been caught, and she's about to be executed. The girls are in a panic. Apparently, Abel suddenly started trashing Nydia's hard work. He even told her to stop being friends with them. Our girl is absolutely furious. But then the bombshell drops. Abel is Nydia's fiancé. They're all stunned, but rescuing Nydia comes first. Our girl thinks Abel's goons must have taken her, but it wasn't Abel, it was Khalida. Khalida, the former student union president, the one person in this school you never mess with. And speak of the devil, she's back in a menacing black cloak. She and her little posse are already making their grand entrance. Khalida immediately starts cornering some poor girl, quoting random school rules. She's got that terrifying villain smirk down perfectly. She grabs the girl's arm, ready to enact some twisted punishment. Turns out Khalida has a bizarre hatred for tall people, and she immediately yanks the poor girl down by her hair. This is brutal. A magical bell and chains materialize out of thin air. This can't be good. Khalida sadistically announces the exact time she'll impose the penalty. The girl is terrified, but her pleas are met with screams and a blast of magical energy. And of course, Khalida is just laughing maniacally through the whole thing. The blonde explains Khalida's chaotic reign. She invented cruel tortures for fun. Our heroine has no memory of this at all. Who is this girl? Turns out Nydia and the current president teamed up to expel her. So this is a revenge mission. Khalida has set up a public execution for Nydia. Khalida is notoriously stubborn. Rescuing Nydia seems almost impossible. A bell rings, the signal for an execution, but the blonde has a plan to delay it. She can only buy them an hour, but our girl Marshit has her own idea. She tells them to go ahead and delay things. She's got another way. And she sprints off, leaving her friends to trust her. Their mission is clear: buy Marsha enough time. Our girl desperately searches for President Russell. She finds her looking completely unbothered by the chaos. Marsha explains the situation and begs her to help save Nydia. But the president's response is absolutely savage. Nydia is no longer useful, so why save her? Our girl desperately begs for Nydia's life, promising anything. But the other woman just flicks her forehead cold. The force sends our heroine tumbling to the ground. Then comes the bombshell. She's one of Khalida's accomplices. Our girl is completely floored. The betrayal is just too much to handle. Meanwhile, at the execution grounds, poor Nydia is on the chopping block. Khalida yanks her hair, but Nydia screams that she'll never regret her actions. The villainess just smirks, savoring the moment. She mocks Nydia one last time and gives the signal to proceed. Nydia is shoved into the guillotine. Her only fear is loneliness. She remembers the happy days with her friends. A single tear falls as she accepts her fate. But suddenly, a massive phoenix made of fire erupts from the ground. Khalida is livid. She screams out a name, Lisa. Nydia's eyes widen with shock and hope. Khalida isn't scared though, calling the impressive display a little trick. The magic zaps the ropes holding the deadly blade. The fire spirit envelops the entire guillotine. Its flames burn through Nydia's bonds, setting her free. But Khalida taunts her, saying she won't escape. A new spell shocks Nydia with electricity. Khalida realizes it's just control magic. She scoffs, doubting such a weak spell could ever save anyone. The crowd starts to whisper amongst themselves. Her friends in the audience are getting seriously worried. Khalida smugly deduces the spell has a 1-hour time limit. How did she know? The friends panic but put their faith in someone named Marsha, and just then she arrives. Khalida smirks. She was waiting for this moment. But another voice speaks up from behind her. She turns around annoyed. Who dares interrupt her grand moment? But a familiar, menacing figure appears, clenching her fist in rage. It's Khalida, and she's got a savage look in her eyes. Our girl Alina stands her ground, looking completely unfazed. Khalida sneers, asking if Alina is finally here to face her punishment. But Alina isn't here to talk. A golden aura explodes around her as she screams, "Let Nydia go." A wave of magic surges forward, creating a brilliant cage of light. The magic surrounds poor Nydia, who is trapped on the platform. She's gently lowered to the ground, safe for now. Alina smirks, mocking Khalida's lack of progress. This just makes Khalida angrier. She's caught in Alina's golden prisons, lightning crackling around her. But she just laughs it off, saying a pathetic trap like this could never hold her. Meanwhile, Nydia has been rescued by another girl. It turns out she saw an old poster of Alina, a poster that showed Alina standing right next to Khalida. She took a gamble, hoping Alina would be the key to stopping this madness. And she was right, Alina showed up out of nowhere. Nydia reveals the shocking truth. Alina was once Khalida's most trusted subordinate. We see a flashback of them walking together, looking close. And by close, she means they were lovers. The tea is piping hot, people. Nydia had seen it all from the shadows, but Khalida's power made her cruel and excessive. Alina couldn't stand it anymore and agreed to help stage a rebellion. In the chaos, Khalida was critically wounded. Nydia explains that Alina betrayed her lover at the worst possible moment. The girls are stunned by this dark history. They have a plan to get Nydia to safety and then come back for Alina. But their escape route is suddenly blocked by a massive wall of magic. And who's standing there? It's Russell. She was sent by Khalida to ambush them all along. Russell smirks, revealing she's working for Lady Khalida now. Suddenly, dark magic erupts, trapping our girl and her friends. They panic, knowing they are no match for the school's top dark magician. Russell just smiles, claiming she's simply doing what's good. Yeah, right. But then the blonde confronts the real mastermind, Khalida, accusing her of turning Russell. Khalida just throws the accusation right back in her face. Touché. The blonde demands she let Nydia go, but Khalida gets menacingly close. Then she drops a chaotic bomb. "Have you ever slept with me?" The blonde turns beet red and immediately shoves her away. But in the struggle, Khalida snags a pendant from her neck. She dangles their shared past in front of her. Isn't this enough? We flash back to a more intimate times. The two of them are in bed, and Khalida is giving her that very pendant. She swore to love her with blood, promise, and death. How romantic. Back in the present, Khalida is livid. "You use my things to threaten me." The blonde pleads again, her voice cracking. "Let Nydia and the others go." She argues that Nydia was only doing it to help them all. With a chilling smile, Khalida agrees. Russell let them go. And just like that, the dark magic holding our girl dissipates. But this isn't mercy. Khalida says it's now her turn to attack in the name of justice. The blonde is completely lost. Khalida then turns her attention to our confused heroine. She announces a message from the Oracle. The so-called savior is actually the world's destroyer. And she points her finger directly at Nydia. The entire group is absolutely floored by the accusation. A powerful golden light erupts from Khalida's hand. Nydia recognizes the energy. It's a system world. This means Khalida has a system too. Khalida's grin is pure, concentrated evil. The game has changed. Red lines of energy suddenly bind our girl and her friends. The world begins to glitch as Khalida screams that every move Nydia makes is destroying this reality. The villainous Khalida gloats that our girl is the one destroying this world. Her smile is pure evil, enjoying our heroine's total despair. Our girl realizes she gambled with the whole world's life and lost. The weight of her arrogance is crushing her. Her friend Lisa tries to warn everyone that Khalida is lying. But Khalida unleashes her power, throwing them all into chaos. She stands there smugly, ready to expose the real destroyer. Khalida makes her move, leaving Lisa completely stunned. She grabs Lisa, pulling her into a menacing embrace. Khalida whispers in her ear, asking if she's noticed something wrong with the world. This sends our girl into a full-blown panic. She grabs her friend Marcy, asking if she's noticed anything strange. Marcy says everything's fine, so our girl bolts to the next room. She asks another group, but they also say nothing is wrong. Her friends have had enough of this chaos and push her out the door. They try to calm her down, but our girl has a sudden, horrifying realization. It hits her like a truck. Someone is missing, and she never even noticed. She slams her fist into the door, furious with herself. She screams that she was too self-righteous. And just then Lisa appears, agreeing with her. Ouch, savage. But she says they're a team and she's with her no matter what. It's a tearful reunion as all her friends rally around her. Our girl is overwhelmed with gratitude when suddenly a paper crane flies in. It's a letter and Lisa recognizes the sender. It's from her sister. The news is absolutely devastating. Khalida has arrested all of their allies. It turns out Alina is monitoring Khalida, who's using 3 people to save the world. But arresting them would be a huge problem. Because they are the male protagonists of this entire world, Alina left a clue in a secret letter, a special code only they would know from their childhood. The magic reveals the true message. It's a name, Sirius, the 4th and final male protagonist. They rush over to the Academy's greenhouse. And there he is, sitting all alone. The sweet, innocent youngest son of the Duke, Sirius. Our girl can't believe her eyes, he's really here. She watches from the doorway, trying to be stealthy. She hears him call his little pet bunny Chubby. But then his entire demeanor changes as he chokes the poor creature. His sweet smile turns into a terrifying grimace. Suddenly, the bunny transforms into a horrifying shadow demon. And Sirius just calmly pets it, looking utterly pleased with himself. Our girl is horrified. This is not the innocent puppy from the game. She stumbles backward in shock, knocking over a flower pot. Smooth move, genius, he definitely heard that. His head whips around. Who's there, he asks with the creepiest smile ever. He spots our heroine immediately. He calls her Marcia, and she's stunned that he knows her name. Suddenly, the system starts screaming at her. A massive warning sign appears. His favorability is already at a miserable 43. The system announces his demonization process is irreversible. And it gets worse, the other male lead's favorability is dropping too. If all 4 of them fall below 50, the world line will be destroyed. The system announces the world is about to collapse. Her only option, a complete restart. Our poor heroine can only scream in disbelief. The system warns her to avoid the blood moon ending at all costs. Our girl panics, desperately trying to figure out how to stop it. She lunges towards one of the male leads. She tries to come up with a quick excuse, but the cute little bunny he's holding has other plans. Become my slave, it screeches. The demonic rabbit transforms into a massive, terrifying beast. Our girl doesn't even flinch, ready for a brawl. She immediately launches a flying kick, but not at the demon, at the guy. She complains about having to fight a mage in close combat. Turns out, this was all part of her chaotic plan to prevent the apocalypse. She tells her friends she's done being the fool who chases after men. And her friends are totally on board, vowing to build a new world with her. But there's a problem. Sirius's corruption level is apparently irreversible. Our girl is baffled. She's never even met the guy. Her friends have to remind her of that one time back in school. She and Sirius were notoriously bad at sword fighting. But during a double battle, she actually won. This made Sirius the laughingstock of the entire academy. He was relentlessly bullied for losing to a girl. The kidnapped prince whines that it's all her fault he was teased. But before our girl can respond, Lisa steps in with a savage takedown. The prince is absolutely stunned by her brutal words. Our heroine is just swooning over how cool her friend is. Lisa finishes her epic rant with a swift kick to the gut. Suddenly, a favorability bar appears for Lisa, and the demon meter starts reversing. Our girl confronts her, confused about why she's helping. Lisa reveals she's been investigating the so-called Demon King on her own. She realized that in these games, the male lead is always a simp, a love brain. And with that, she announces she's found a way to stop them from turning into demons. Our girl and her friend are doing some light reading. Turns out the devil's power is fueled by negative emotions and sin. These so-called demons are actually curses planted in people, and these handsome fellas are the prime targets. The book says lust is the easiest emotion to trigger and amplify. It can also lead to anger and jealousy, which is a demon's favorite snack. But wait, there's a loophole. If true love is mixed in, the demon seed won't sprout. Our girl is skeptical. Basically, the power of love can save them all. Her friend gets a brilliant, chaotic idea, so just let them have love, she declares with a massive blush. Our girl just wanted a normal conversation, but her friend is on another level. She is clearly ready for some action. Our girl suddenly grabs her hand over the book and goes right in for a kiss in the middle of the library. Don't you want to? It's been a while, she says, bold as brass. The blonde is flustered, trying to change the subject. She then spots other students and starts to panic, but our girl is completely unfazed. Don't be afraid, she whispers. She leans in close, not caring who sees. 2 other girls walk by, completely oblivious to the drama unfolding. The blonde is like, we need to talk business, but our girl has her priorities straight. She reveals the real plan, let the demons fall in love to save them. Her friend is immediately on board, but who is worthy of this task? Our girl's face says it all. She's volunteering as tribute. Her friend grabs her horrified. You're not going after Sirius yourself, are you? It's the easiest way, she says. I'll make him fall for me. But her friend argues he's their only lead. Our girl is not backing down. Just wait and see the results, she snaps. The blonde is left totally speechless. I want to be with you forever in a free world, our girl says with fiery determination. So let me give it a try. I won't let them take advantage. The words together forever hang between them. The stakes are impossibly high. Finally, they strike a deal. If she can lower his demonic progress bar, they do it her way. And speak of the devil, little Sirius is right there looking adorable. The blonde unties him, putting on her sweetest smile. She invites him to tea, but he can tell something is off. He recalls being told he likes gentle older sister types. But then he looks at her and says, no, you look so disgusting. Brutal, he gets up, completely rejecting her. I misjudged you. And with that, he just storms out, leaving her totally shocked. Our poor blonde is left trembling. This kid is going to be a nightmare. Our girl proudly announces she knows exactly what Sirius likes best. The blonde heroine is desperate enough to ask if she's for real. Of course she is. She knows the secrets of this world and she's about to work her magic. This is the face of pure, unadulterated chaos. Our poor heroine is doomed. She meekly suggests a simple, elegant skirt from her wardrobe, but that gets shot down instantly. Too little girl, our girl scoffs. Sirius is into mature women, she declares. Pants are the only way to go, and to complete the look, a ridiculously passionate red suit. The makeup is a bold choice. Those cheeks are certainly unforgettable. Even our girl is a little shocked by her own masterpiece. But wait, the final touch is missing. She lunges forward to apply the lipstick. The atmosphere suddenly gets super intense. And instead of lipstick, she just straight up kisses her. The heroine shoves her away, a blushing mess. Our girl is totally stunned by her own actions. She's left panting, trying to figure out what just happened. But then a sly, mischievous smile spreads across her face. She shakes it off and runs to find her target. The newly made-over heroine nervously stands before Sirius. He sees her and immediately starts blushing like crazy. He can't believe she came to see him dressed so boldly. He suddenly grabs her hands, looking absolutely starstruck. Hiding in the bushes, our girl is flabbergasted. The chaotic plan actually worked. We're suddenly pulled out of the story and into the modern world. A girl is sitting at her computer, reading the very same manhwa. On her screen, Sirius is swooning, completely smitten with the heroine. The reader is absolutely losing her mind, furious at this development. Our poor author is losing her mind as the story writes itself again. The characters are going rogue and she can't stop it. She tries desperately to delete the words, but the plot has a mind of its own. Just then her boss walks in, catching her mid-freakout. He calls her out on the chaotic plot twist. The male lead is falling for side character. He's not happy. She just plays it off with a nervous laugh. He lectures her about the rules of romance games. The male lead cannot change his target. She swears she will get the story back on track. Our girl is determined to fix this mess. Her only hope is to rely on her own main character. Back in the story, things are getting spicy. The male leads have been captured and chained up like dogs. Suddenly, Chrissy bursts in to save the day. The green-haired boy is stunned to see her. She tells them it's a long story and prepares to bust them out. Her plan is to get them to Lisa, who can reverse their demonization. But the prince is paranoid. He shoves her away, accusing her of plotting against him. Her friend tries to defend her, but the prince is too far gone. Chrissy realizes her trash sister has been feeding them lies this whole time. The slander has only made their demon side stronger. Her friend tries to pull her away before things get worse. But it's too late. A new challenger has appeared. It's the evil sister, Khalida, and she looks ready for a fight. Meanwhile, Chrissy dreams of a peaceful moment with Lisa. But even in her dreams, she feels a sense of dread. Lisa holds her close, promising to build a new world just for them. Chrissy is blushing furiously at the thought of them living together. Lisa promises that as long as they are together, everything will be okay. And then she leans in for a kiss. But even in this sweet moment, Lisa's mind is dark. She's not ready to let go of her revenge. A blood moon hangs in the sky, signaling that the chaos is far from over. Under the ominous blood moon, a wicked plan is set in motion. Our girl Elena storms the prison, refusing to let the villainous brainwash her friends. But this red-headed menace just scoffs, "You can't stop me." A blast of dark energy erupts, trapping the boys in a twisted mental prison. She forces them to watch illusions of their deepest insecurities. The most popular prince is just a stepping stone for the woman he loves. She's even using our girl's brother's trauma against him. Elena demands to know how her powers got so strong. The villainess just smirks, claiming it's a gift from God. Suddenly, a dark figure from the illusions begins to manifest. The shadowy form takes shape, radiating pure malice. It attacks the boys, feeding on their despair. Red cracks spread across their bodies as they scream in agony. Elena realizes the horrifying truth: the demon seeds are hatching. The villainess gloats, revealing their negative feelings, and the blood moon are the catalysts. The ritual is about to begin. Elena desperately asks what it'll take to stop this madness. The villainess closes the distance, her voice a low whisper. "For example, you kiss me." Our girl is completely stunned by the audacious request. She leans in, her lips almost touching Elena's. "You still remember my lesson, right? Close your eyes when you kiss." As our heroine's mind goes blank, the villainess savors her victory. She glances at her new demon puppets. All she wants is to return to the good old days with Elena by her side. But her nostalgic trip is cut short by a sudden disturbance. The Demon King's form begins to waver and glitch. The window shatters as backup finally arrives. It's the girl from the illusions, and she brought the whole squad with her. The villainess is unfazed, surrounded by her shadowy minions. She sneers, telling them they're too late. But our girl's friend holds up a mysterious vial. "Don't worry," she declares, "I will never let your plan succeed." She lunges, catching the villainess completely off guard. Their friend rushes forward with the counterattack. It's a magic potion that can make people fall in love. The villainess is shocked by our girl's plan. Love potions? Seriously. Our heroine stands her ground, ready for anything. She lunges forward, but a guard blocks her path, refusing to let her pass. The cage door is locked tight, she can't get it open. The other girls watch helplessly from the side, but suddenly the entire door is ripped from its hinges. Her rescued sister urges her on, go quickly. And just like that, the plan is a go. She shoves the love potions in the faces of the captive men. A magical pink dust fills the air. And just like that, little hearts start popping up everywhere. The guard who blocked her is in disbelief. Did Lisa just save her? The potion works instantly. The white-haired Duke is completely smitten with her sister. He's so in love he's seeing stars. Our girl triumphantly points to the sky. The blood moon is reversed. The villainess can't believe her plan failed. But our heroine is here to deliver a savage truth bomb. You failed long ago. She tells her that she can't be on top forever. The villainess is in denial, but our girl reminds her you can never go back to the past. Her sister agrees, saying she can't pretend nothing happened. But she offers a hand, telling her they can create a new future together. The guard interrupts this touching moment, trying to pull the sister away. Meanwhile, two other girls are spying from a doorway, thinking things are getting spicy. One teases the other about the steamy comics she found under her bed. Things are getting a little weird. But their fun is cut short by a menacing figure. It's Sirius. He smirks, accusing her of only using him to stop the blood moon. Before she can deny it, it's too late. The blood moon reaches 100% and he transforms. The guard screams in pure terror. A massive dark power begins to emerge. It looms over them, threatening to consume everything. In a shocking twist, our girl grabs the villainess, protecting her from the blast. Marcia grabs our girl, screaming at her to run because something is terribly wrong. But it's too late. A dark energy is already consuming everything around them. The world dissolves into a chaotic vortex of darkness and light. Their hands slip apart as they are separated by the strange force. Our girl screams for her friends, but a sinister voice whispers it won't leave her alone. She's sucked backwards into a terrifying purple portal, completely helpless. Suddenly, she finds herself surrounded by the peaceful rustling of leaves. Our heroine wakes up alone in a strange forest, feeling dazed and confused. A pounding headache is the first thing she registers. Where in the world is she? She was just on a mission. She wonders if the mission failed, and this is the result. A disembodied, creepy mask appears before her, calling her name Chrissy. She's totally stunned. What is this thing? Flashes of memory return. Her mission, something about a demon king. She looks at her clothes and has a horrifying realization. This is the outfit of an idiot game character. Peering into the water, her reflection confirms it. She's been ice-guyed. The mask appears in the water, telling her to finish her task to go back. She freaks out and dives into the water, demanding it tell her what's going on. But before she can grab it, a hand reaches out to stop her fall. She ends up tackling her would-be savior straight into the water with her. Whoops. They both splash into the pond in a chaotic mess. Our girl finds herself on top of a very familiar-looking blonde woman. The blonde is furious. I was trying to save you and you attacked me. Our girl is confused. The blonde thinks she was trying to commit suicide. The blonde strikes a pose, declaring she'll be the one to kill the devil. Our girl is shocked. Kill the demon king. This is the actual heroine of the game. Her mission just got a whole lot more complicated. Our girl is having a full-blown panic, realizing the devil has already appeared. The blonde scoffs, calling her ignorant of the world's impending doom. She declares that she is the hero destined to slay the devil. Our girl realizes she's at the very beginning of the game's chaotic story. The blonde tells her to flee, but our heroine refuses and asks to join the quest. The blonde is completely baffled by this random girl's death wish. I'm not an ordinary person, our girl insists. But the blonde isn't listening and uses a speedy movement spell to ditch her. She breathes a sigh of relief, thinking she escaped the weirdo. But how can an ordinary person be this fast? She turns around to find our girl clinging to her back like a gremlin. A castle guard immediately blocks their path. The blonde coolly announces she's here to see Viscount Lars on important business. Apparently, the Viscount has a legendary wand that can sniff out evil. With that wand, finding the devil would be a walk in the park. The guard leads her to a grand door, announcing her arrival to the Viscount. A voice from within booms, asking who dares to seek him out. It's the Viscount himself, looking very pompous on his throne. The blonde puts on her best merchant persona, all smiles and business. She claims she has some special goods for his consideration. And by goods, she means a literal mountain of shimmering gold coins. The Viscount's jaw drops to the floor in absolute shock. She flashes a smug smile, basking in the glory of her money power. The Viscount is completely sold and tells his guard to let her pick any treasure she wants. This is her chance to sneak into the underground vault, but a familiar voice stops her cold. That's not okay. It's our girl. She somehow got a job as a valet and the blonde is shook. Our chaotic heroine smirks, revealing she knows the whole plan to steal the wand. She corners the blonde against a wall, who is now trembling. The blonde tries to scream for help, calling our girl a fake. But our girl is too quick, grabbing her before she can make a sound. Pot, meat, kettle, we're both fakes here, she whispers with a savage grin. Then she reveals the vault can only be opened with the Viscount's blood. And as a valet, she's in the perfect position to get some. She leans in close, suggesting they cooperate on this little heist. To sweeten the deal, she pulls a knife to her waist. The message is clear, you will obey. Our girl warns her to get up before the Viscount gets suspicious. But the poor blonde just collapses, her legs turning to jelly from sheer terror. Our girl tries her best not to laugh, and fails miserably. An old Viscount is absolutely fawning over a new sapphire brooch. He humbly accepts the praise, but he's totally eating it up. Meanwhile, our accomplice, the lovely Daisy, waits for the plan to begin. Suddenly, our chaotic heroine pops up behind her. Time to start some drama. Daisy is so startled, she drops her entire glass of wine. Our girl gets right up in her personal space, much to Daisy's surprise. She asks if everything is ready, and Daisy confirms it is. Turns out, our girl disguised herself as a guard and stalked the old man. She laid the flattery on thick, getting dangerously close to her target. Then she accidentally pricked him, snagging a blood sample for the vault. She also planted a nasty rumor to keep him busy for the night. Another part of the plan is already in motion, distracting other key figures. Everything is perfectly in place, and our girl has her secret weapon ready. Daisy is shocked at how good she is at deception. Our girl has had a lot of practice. She coolly says that lying to people is easy. She then decides to give Daisy a masterclass in the art of the lie. Just look them in the eye with confidence, she says. She gets uncomfortably close to demonstrate her technique. Then she drops the bomb, there are vegetable leaves in your teeth. Daisy absolutely panics until our girl bursts out laughing. She's so easy to fool. But then her expression turns serious. I must deceive you. Our girl is taken aback, but she quickly plays it off. Of course I'm lying, you fell for it again. But Daisy isn't listening, her heart is pounding, and this feeling is strangely familiar. Later, the two sneak into the secret underground vault. Our girl explains there's a specific order they have to follow to get through. They descend into the darkness, ready for whatever comes next. As they approach the first door, a blast of frigid air hits them. A massive wall of solid ice blocks their path. Daisy shivers, completely unprepared for this level of cold. Our girl grits her teeth, they've just walked into ice hell. Our girl and her companion race through a powerful space-time formation. She complains they've been walking forever inside this magical trap. There's no way the Viscount would go through this much trouble for a simple treasury. Her friend is worried, knowing they'll be discovered if they don't hurry. Suddenly, a magical attack whips towards our girl. She's completely caught off guard and goes down. But her companion swoops in for a dramatic rescue. Our poor heroine realizes her fire magic is useless in this icy hellscape. But her friend has a plan and a very smug look on her face. She reveals her secret weapon, magical flying fish that can be used as mounts. She already set a trap and caught one earlier. All they have to do is wait for the school to leave. But it's going to be an hour, so she decides to just take a nap. Our girl is absolutely furious at being turned into a lowly lookout. But her friend is already fast asleep, looking annoyingly peaceful. Hours later, our girl wakes up in a panic. She fell asleep too. She screams for Chrissy, realizing the fish are gone. A massive shape erupts from the water. It's Chrissy trying to tame the giant flying fish. The beast thrashes wildly, but Chrissy is holding on for dear life. She gets a look of pure chaotic determination in her eyes, and then she delivers a savage kick right to its head. The beast is instantly tamed. Our girl can only stare in awe. Chrissy smirks and holds out her hand, all cool and collected. Our girl is instantly suspicious. She realizes this was all a setup. Chrissy yanks her onto the mount before she can protest. She reveals she did it all so our exhausted heroine could finally get some rest. They fly off into the night sky, our girl still flustered but secretly touched. Meanwhile, in a castle far away, the nobles are plotting. They can't let anyone else get the glory for killing the approaching demon king. A strange staff appears before a magical orb. They've arrived at the designated place for the ritual. A girl and her companion watch with anticipation. A vial of blood is poured onto the staff, and the ground begins to shake violently. A crimson magic circle erupts from the earth. Her friend grabs her, explaining it's the entrance to the underground vault. And holy smokes, Viscount Lars is filthy rich. But they're not here for treasures, they're here for the magic wand. The Viscount has a whole collection of them. Our girl closes her eyes, focusing her power. As a fire wizard, her magic will attract the correct wand. Her flames swirl and dance, pulling one specific staff from the wall. Bingo, she points triumphantly, that's the wand. Her friend is absolutely buzzing, this thing looks seriously powerful. Our girl holds her prize, but she can feel it resisting her. Suddenly they both freeze, they're not alone anymore. A flurry of sharp magical blades comes flying right at them. They're trapped, a cage of magic surrounds them and a man appears. It's the Viscount and he's brought a guest, this is bad. Our girl is shocked, it's the male lead from the game and her fiancé. He smirks, revealing his entire plan. He was just waiting for her to do the hard work. Her friend steps in front of her, who the heck are you? But he just coldly demands to know how to activate the wand. Without warning, the magic blades pierce right through our poor heroine. Her blood drips down onto the staff, this is horrifying. The male lead explains this is how it's activated, a blood sacrifice. He casually turns to leave, saying he'll remember her contribution. He then drops the most disgusting line ever, "A woman's success is to help her man." Our girl swears revenge as her friend holds her. She's losing blood way too fast. She collapses and her friend panics. What are they going to do now? Without a moment to spare, our girl rips her own sleeve to make a bandage. But Lisa stops her, revealing a hidden healing crystal. Our girl gets a bit too handsy trying to find it, but Lisa is surprisingly okay with it. Just as things get a little spicy, Lisa suddenly coughs up a terrifying amount of blood. She grabs the crystal, telling our girl to stand guard while she heals. A massive wave of green energy explodes from the crystal, wrapping around them both. The healing power feels incredibly good, almost intoxicating. But the energy triggers a strange vision. A different Lisa appears, asking, "Who are you?" She reaches out, desperately searching for her beloved. The vision gets darker, with Lisa looking heartbroken. She suddenly gets furious, accusing someone of betraying her for another woman. Then a vision of our girl appears, pleading that she never betrayed her. This vision of Lisa seems to soften. She admits that everything feels strange and confusing, but only by our girl's side does she feel safe, admitting she was wrong. The tender moment is shattered as the vision disappears. A demonic voice echoes through the void, asking if she remembers their agreement. Agreement? What agreement? A terrifying red mask appears in the darkness. The devil has arrived. It declares her mission a failure as Lisa is dragged into a vortex. The entity says its mission is to preserve the world, and it's giving her one last chance. It's sending her back to the beginning. Her new mission: kill the Demon King and herself. A chaotic vision flashes before her eyes, a hooded figure engulfed in flames. Priestesses surround the figure, performing some kind of sealing ritual. A sphere of energy contains the dark power. Our girl feels the psychic backlash from the memory. The vision ends with the hooded figure lying in a pool of blood. The hood falls back, revealing her own face. She was the Demon King all along. The entity's final, cruel command is revealed. She must play the villain and be killed to save the world. The person Lisa is meant to kill is her. Our girl tries to wake up the sleeping princess, but as she gets up, a horrifying realization hits her. The dark energy swirling around her hands confirms it. She is the Demon King she's supposed to be hunting, and her one true mission: to let Lisa the heroine kill her. But she knows Lisa will never agree to that. If Lisa finds out the truth, everything will be ruined. She leans over the sleeping beauty, her heart aching. But of course, Lisa wakes up at that exact moment. She immediately shoves our girl away, completely flustered. Lisa stammers that before they do, she has a confession to make. Our poor heroine just wants to escape, not listen to a love confession. Too late, the guards have been alerted to their escape attempt. As they run, our girl feels a dark presence chasing them. A flash of magic reveals their pursuers. The silver-haired man glares after them, not about to let them go. Lisa urges her to run faster and stop looking back. Our girl just says she saw it wrong, hiding her panic. But their pursuer suddenly collapses in pain, clutching his chest. Finally, they make it to a nearby forest, thinking they're safe. Lisa starts complaining about the stupid man she was forced to run from. She explains she only got engaged to protect her family's name. Suddenly, she grabs our girl's hands, getting all dramatic. She teases her, calling her Miss Demon King and telling her to wake up. But then our girl pulls her in close, completely shocking Lisa. She whispers Lisa's name, and Lisa's heart skips a beat, thinking a confession is coming. But our girl tells her that she can kill the devil and achieve her dreams. She pulls Lisa into a hug, ready to give up her own life for Lisa's future. The blonde girl wakes up, completely disoriented. She finds a note from her obsessive admirer. He's going to kill the devil for her. And just like that, her plans are a chaotic mess. Meanwhile, a group of powerful mages arrive on the scene. Their leader senses the Demon King's presence nearby. The blonde girl watches from the bushes, realizing her plan is accelerating. This is her chance to get rid of our heroine for good. Suddenly, the leader's staff glows brightly. He's found him. The Demon King is caught in their magical bindings. But he just scoffs. Escape, he's not the one who should be worried. He faces down the head mage, radiating pure menace. The mage smirks, revealing his trump card, a massive sealing circle. He taunts the captured king, but the blonde girl is confused. Where is Chrissy? She was so sure our girl would fall for the trap. Suddenly, someone bursts from the bushes. It's Chrissy, dagger in hand, looking absolutely determined. She leaps into the air, aiming straight for the Demon King's head. The mages are completely stunned by her sudden appearance. But the blonde girl looks thrilled. The Demon King simply says, "I've been waiting." The lead mage absolutely loses it, screaming that she'll ruin the seal. Our girl ignores him and plunges her blade down, but a shadowy hand grabs her wrist mid-strike. Sinister red energy surges from the Demon King, engulfing her. He takes her light-infused dagger, a twisted smile on his face. He slams the blade directly into the magic circle. The seal overloads, sending out waves of chaotic energy. The casters scream in agony as their magic backfires. The Demon King grabs our poor heroine, his power surging. Suddenly, a massive golden dragon erupts from her admirer. Our girl stands ready, summoning a massive wave of fire to end it all. With tears streaming down her face, she whispers a final goodbye to Lisa. But just as the spell is about to hit, magical chains appear and block the attack. She looks up in absolute shock. The fire is being held back. Who on earth just interfered with her grand exit plan? It's Lisa, the original heroine, steps in front of her, looking like an absolute goddess. Even the white-haired pretty boy is completely stunned. Lisa reveals she's the only one with any power left. This girl is on another level. He accuses her of betraying humanity, but she just scoffs and asks, so what? With a single blast, she takes down all the remaining enemies, an absolute queen. Then she turns to our girl, her eyes knowing everything. No need to pretend anymore, she says, grabbing our heroine's cloak. The jig is up. Lisa is not playing games. How could you think you could hide this from me? Our poor girl is totally busted, her face a mask of pure panic. Lisa reveals she knows her memory is restored and asks a simple question. How did you find out it was me? The answer is both hilarious and adorable. Lisa says only an idiot like her would get distracted in a life-or-death situation. Our girl asks why Lisa is pretending to be the devil. Lisa explains that killing her is the only way to save the world, and then she swoops in for a kiss. Our heroine is completely flustered, her heart pounding. Lisa pulls back, asking if there's anything they can't face together. But our girl is restricted by a mask and can't explain. She tries to leave. Lisa isn't having it. She grabs her, refusing to let her go. Our heroine struggles, but Lisa just holds her tighter, whispering, "Don't go." And then comes the confession, "It's me who likes you, I love you." She doesn't care if our girl is a virtual character, she won't let her disappear. Then a memory flashes, a different face, a different name. Are you Marcia? Lisa looks at her with so much hope, asking, do you remember? Marcia gets way too close for comfort, absolutely overjoyed that Lisa remembers her. But Lisa is not here for the cuddles and demands to know what's going on. Marcia brushes it off, saying there are more important things to discuss right now. She reveals they're inside a special space created by the mask. Here she's free from the system's control. She grabs Lisa's hands, her eyes burning with intensity. She needs Lisa to know her love is real no matter what. A single tear escapes as she prepares to drop the bombshell. This world is just a game. She confesses she died in her world and was reborn here as Marcia. She's being controlled by the game system, but her feelings for Lisa were never part of the script. She warns Lisa that if the world collapses, she'll disappear along with it. But all Lisa can think about is Marcia not being able to be resurrected. Oh, she's so worried about her. Then it clicks. Lisa realizes Marcia's whole plan was to trick her into killing her. Savage. Marcia admits it. If the Demon King doesn't die, the plot fails and the world ends. Wait, Lisa shouts, you said the devil was going to die. Marcia confesses the ultimate truth, I am the devil. But our girl is a genius. She points out that Marcia has zero natural affinity for magic. All that dark, chaotic power was forced upon her. It's totally incompatible with her body. Lisa reveals her master plan. They just have to remove the magic elements. Then Marcia will just be a normal person again. Our poor transmigrator is stunned, asking if it's even possible. Lisa smiles, telling her there is a way. But they're not alone. One of the bodies on the ground begins to stir. With a flick of her wrist, the magic circle is complete. Our girl is feeling herself, as she should. She stands before the Demon King, ready to begin the ritual. She explains the plan one last time. Her light magic will drive out his dark energy. Using the power of the 4 elements and a special dagger, she can finally free him. But of course, he's just gotta be a chaotic goofball about it. Our girl is not amused. This is life or death, dude. She worries about what happens if they are inseparable from the devil's power. He pulls her close for a bittersweet kiss under the moonlight. The mood turns somber as he whispers it might be their last time together. She pulls back, annoyed by his pessimism. Is this really the time for a dramatic farewell? He leans in, whispering all the things he wants to do with her before the sun rises. And our girl's mind immediately goes to the gutter. She's blushing furiously, totally led astray by his teasing. As the moon hangs in the sky, they spend their final moments just talking. He asks what she was like as a child. She was the perfect, quiet lady, of course. But he gets a little sad, wishing he could hear more before he might forget everything. Suddenly, our girl takes the ritual dagger and slices her own arm. He completely freaks out, grabbing her wrist in shock. She quickly presses the bloody dagger against his arm and gives him a matching cut. She explains the competing magics will make the wounds permanent. It's a scar so they'll never forget each other no matter what happens. Our girl smiles, her dramatic plan complete. He's completely overwhelmed, whispering her name. He confesses he wishes he could stay with her forever. The tension is thick as they share one last look. They hold each other tight as the night comes to an end. But their time is up, the sun has risen. They break their embrace as the magic circle activates. A massive pillar of light descends upon them. But wait, who's that watching from the cliff? The purification ritual begins. He groans, but still manages a cheeky wink for our girl. She yells for him to hang on. The dark magic is almost out. A shadowy, winged figure is literally ripped from his soul. The pain is excruciating as the darkness is purged. He screams in agony as dark blood splatters everywhere. He shouts that it's snowing, but it's just the remnants of the devil's power. Our girl screams in triumph, we succeeded. They look at each other, relief washing over them. It's finally over. Or is it that mysterious man is still watching, and he does not look pleased with this outcome at all? He grips his staff, which pulses with an ominous blue light. The shadow is gone, but before they can celebrate, a new enemy appears. He unleashes a brutal attack with his magic staff. Lisa screams in agony as the lightning engulfs her. Chrissy can only watch in horror as her friend is struck down. The old man cackles, ready to take all the credit for killing the devil. Chrissy rushes to Lisa's side as the villain stands over them triumphantly. But as she holds Lisa, she notices something is terribly wrong. Lisa's body is fading away. The old man makes a clean getaway while they're distracted. "Why are you disappearing?" Chrissy panics. Lisa tries to push her away, telling her to leave. But our girl holds on for dear life, refusing to let go. Then she feels it, her own body is starting to fade too. Lisa explains this isn't their time or space, they're being erased. Chrissy just smiles sadly, saying dying with her would be nice. The tragic romance is just too much, but then a sudden realization hits her, the healing crystals. She shoves the green crystal into Lisa's hand. A powerful green light erupts from the stone. Lisa is stunned by the crystal's power, but she notices Chrissy's hands are fading faster. Chrissy apologizes, knowing their separation was coming. Our poor heroine can only watch as the love of her life disappears. Chrissy's last words are a heart-wrenching plea for Lisa to forget her. Her face literally crumbles away into nothingness, and then she's gone. Lisa is left alone, falling into an endless, dark void. A disembodied voice declares that time and space are beginning to correct. The world around her dissolves. The healing crystal glows brightly in the darkness. And suddenly our girl wakes up in her own bed. She's back, but was it all just a dream? She sits bolt upright, screaming for Chrissy. Frantically, she searches the empty room, praying this isn't real. But there's no one there, she's completely alone. She collapses to the floor, her heart shattering into a million pieces. "I beg you," she whispers through her tears. Suddenly, a gentle hand wipes away her tears. A familiar voice apologizes for being late. It's Chrissy. Chrissy grabs our girl's hand, looking completely flustered. The dark-haired beauty reveals a shocking truth. Her body is being rejected by this world and is about to dissipate. But there's a catch. Her blood is in Lisa's wound, a permanent connection between them. This data, hidden inside Lisa's body, is their only hope to be brought back together. As Chrissy's form vanishes into particles of light, she gives our girl her heartfelt thanks. She tenderly cups Lisa's face, saying she saved her from being a mindless puppet. Lisa desperately asks if there's any way for Chrissy to get a physical body again. But Chrissy's form starts to flicker. Her energy is too low to maintain her appearance. With a final cry of her name, Chrissy's remaining essence flies into Lisa's chest. Our poor heroine is left all alone, clutching the spot where her friend now resides. But Lisa is filled with a new, fierce determination. She will bring Chrissy back no matter the cost. She gathers her friends, asking for any way to give Chrissy a new body. One girl gets a savage look in her eye, mocking Lisa for being so trusting. The girls start bickering, but Lisa steps in to stop the fight. She begs them to stop, reminding them that their words will only hurt Chrissy. The snarky friend finally relents and offers a potential solution: undead witches. But then she bursts out laughing, saying she's just kidding and they don't exist. Just kidding about the kidding. Turns out the legends are real, but the witches were eliminated. Their forbidden knowledge, however, was collected and stored in one specific place. The school library. Our girl is completely floored by this insane revelation. Her friends try to stop her from going in alone to find the witch's inheritance. But our girl is dead set on this path, declaring it's a matter of the heart. She steels her resolve, ready to face the forbidden library all by herself. Inside, the towering shelves of the ancient library stretch into the darkness. She floats through the aisles, a woman on a mission. And then she sees it, a door glowing with a sinister red aura. That's it, the restricted area. She immediately sprints towards it. She holds up the old student ID, and it flares with a powerful magic. The enchanted door creaks open, granting her access to its secrets. Her eyes scan the shelves until she finds the exact book she's looking for. This isn't just any old book, it's the legendary history of the Demon King's War. She knows the witch's inheritance has to be hidden somewhere in these pages. She reads about a curse the Demon King left on the 4 major families. A smirk crosses her face. The official story is full of holes. Suddenly, her little spirit guide warns her that someone else is in the library. Our girl panics. This is not good at all. She barely ducks out of sight as footsteps approach. That was way too close. She frantically looks for a place to hide, but it's too late. Out of nowhere, a hand grabs her arm and yanks her backwards. She's pulled into a small alcove hidden from view. A hand slaps over her mouth as a familiar voice whispers SHH. It's Chrissy. Our girl is completely stunned by her sudden, dramatic appearance. A mysterious figure in a black dress walks right past their hiding spot. Chrissy pulls her in closer, their faces just inches apart. The tension is chaotic. And who is this mysterious intruder? She looks like she means business. A sinister giggle echoes through the library. Suddenly, a mysterious woman corners our poor heroine, sniffing the air. It has a special smell. She peeks under the desk where our girl is hiding. Our heroine has a chaotic flashback of a man begging for a book. The woman smirks, looking down at her prey. Oops, it turns out to be a little squirrel. She reaches a hand out, her smile a little too sharp. Don't be afraid, come out, she coos. She grabs our girl's wrist, pulling her from her hiding spot. Her hand is unnaturally cold. She demands to know who our girl is. But then she flips the script, saying this is a restricted area. Only a few people are qualified to enter. She leans in close, getting right in her face. Our girl smacks her hand away, not having any of it. If I'm not qualified, maybe you aren't either, she snaps back. A book suddenly tumbles from a high shelf, but the woman catches it with impossible grace. She gives our girl a sly, taunting look. Our heroine is getting desperate and demands to know what she wants. The woman presses her against the bookshelf, demanding answers. Our girl can barely breathe under the pressure. Suddenly, the woman spots a glowing K on her arm. Her eyes widen with realization. Do you want to find a way to resurrect your lover? She asks. Our girl denies it, saying she just wants to reshape a body. The woman presses for more information, but our heroine stays silent. She knows she can't reveal her secrets to this stranger, but this woman is sharp. She puts a leg up on the table in a total power move. Our girl is completely flustered by her bold actions. The woman leans in, her voice a low whisper. You're not looking for the healing system, but the undead system, right? Our heroine is absolutely floored. How could she possibly know? The woman smirks, revealing her ultimate secret. Because I am the last undead witch. She explains that after the war, all the other witches were wiped out. A few managed to escape into the forest. They lived in seclusion for generations, and now she is the only one left of her bloodline. She has returned to the place where her ancestors' treasures were stolen. Blood is on her mind. She gets terrifyingly close to our heroine's face. Our terrified girl asks the one question on her mind, you want revenge. Our girl is suddenly bound by some seriously spooky magic. She's pinned against the wall, demanding to know if this is an assassination attempt. But the witch just leans in close, getting a good whiff. She says our girl has the scent of a superior soul. How incredibly creepy. Thinking fast, our girl tries to cut a deal. She blurts out that a friend of hers is just a soul now without a body. She needs the witch's power to create a new one for her. She swears she'll keep the witch's identity a secret in exchange. The witch seems intrigued by this puzzle. But of course, a favor from a powerful witch always has a price. The witch's demand is absolutely chilling. Give me your heart and I will let your friends live. Our girl is completely stunned into silence. Suddenly, a massive surge of blue energy erupts in the room. A powerful blue crystal materializes out of thin air. The witch shields her eyes, surprised by this sudden interruption. The crystal shatters, and out of the light, her friends have arrived, and they look ready for a fight. Nydia, the powerful one, immediately gets protective, but the witch seems to have been expecting them all along. Our girl smiles, her backup has finally arrived. The witch is actually impressed with her plan to call for help. She even offers a way to stay in contact for future dangerous things. Her friends immediately rush to her side to check on her, but the witch isn't done yet, launching the crystal right at Nydia. She then reveals Nydia's true identity, the last undead witch. The two powerhouses face off in a chaotic swirl of magic. The villainess strikes first, catching Nydia completely off guard. A girl can only watch in horror as her friend is captured. The witch formally introduces herself as Lilith, and plot twist, she's not just some random witch, she's a senior at their school. She even has the student ID to prove it. The fighting stops and they all sit down for a surprisingly civil chat. They've heard of the student union's hidden forces, but never expected this. Lilith explains she only shows up when things get interesting, and apparently our girl's desperate plea is the most fun she's had in ages. Her friend tries to talk her out of it, saying the technique is forbidden. But Lilith clarifies the deal, it's not a simple exchange. The price is much, much steeper than they imagined. Lilith lays out the terrifying condition. If you want to save your friend, you have to let her live with my life. Our poor heroine is completely shaken. What kind of devil's bargain is this? The mysterious witch grabs our girl's hand, her voice dropping to a whisper. You don't have much time. She reveals a forbidden plan to use her own body as a vessel to slowly repair Chrissy's soul. Lisa is desperate, trembling as she asks, can you really bring her back? The witch cuts straight to the point, skipping the pleasantries. Chrissy's ghostly form appears, worried about her friend, but Lisa is suspicious. No one is this helpful for free. What do you want? She demands. The witch admits she needs a lab rat for an ancient and long-lost necromancy experiment. Lisa's blood runs cold. Will this experiment harm Chrissy? The witch shrugs, saying the worst that could happen is the body won't recover. A small price to pay, right? She leans in close, her voice a seductive purr. If you don't believe me, you can always follow me. But in her mind, she's not doing this out of kindness, she's just using them. Lisa, feeling trapped, agrees to the insane proposal. A wicked smile spreads across the witch's face. Don't worry, Tilda. Suddenly, a jolt of dark energy zaps Lisa. She cries out in pain as Chrissy rushes to her side. Lisa, what's wrong? Chrissy whirls on the witch, demanding to know what she did. The witch just smirks, explaining she's simply removing the aura of the undead from Lisa. The horrifying truth is revealed. The longer Lisa is near Chrissy, the stronger she gets, while Chrissy's soul slowly fades away. The witch's eyes gleam with victory. She knows she has them right where she wants them. Lisa begs Chrissy not to listen, insisting the witch is just provoking her. But Chrissy has already made her decision. Lisa watches, her heart pounding with fear. "I promise you," Chrissy declares, sealing her fate. The witch grins, "Make a deal." Before anyone can react, the ritual begins. The witch's magic violently rips Chrissy's soul from her ghostly form. Lisa screams her friend's name, helpless to intervene. Chrissy lets out an agonizing cry. "If you want her to live, just don't move," the witch commands. The other girls can only watch in absolute terror. Chrissy's soul is condensed into a glowing pink orb. And then in a move no one saw coming, the witch swallows the soul whole. The raw power of a second soul surges through her body. The onlookers are completely horrified. Chrissy was swallowed by her. A brilliant purple light erupts from the witch. Then a weak voice calls out, Chrissy's voice. "I'm here," Lisa cries, rushing forward. She reaches out, desperate, and "Chrissy, are you okay?" But the hand that grabs hers belongs to the witch. It's Lilith. Lilith stumbles, suddenly weak. "Sorry, I was in a hurry," she says, barely able to stand. She explains that hosting Chrissy's soul makes her incredibly weak. She leans against Lisa, a sly look in her eyes. "So you have to protect me personally." Lisa is absolutely flabbergasted. "What?" A short while later, this protection involves washing the witch's hair. Lilith is loving every second of it, groaning in pleasure. "Ah, Tilda's so comfortable, Tilda, our girl is at her breaking point. Wash your hair quietly." Lilith just teases her, asking why she's not wearing any clothes. Lisa is about to have a complete meltdown. Meanwhile, other students are getting suspicious. They've never seen this Lilith in the school records before. A new day dawns at the academy. But in our girls' room, things are getting chaotic. She wakes up to find her bestie, Lisa, screaming bloody murder. "How could you sleep with me?" Lisa shrieks, absolutely losing her mind. She shoves our poor heroine right out of the bed. Lisa demands to know who she is. Our girl, still dazed, reveals she's Chrissy, trapped in this body. Lisa is completely baffled by this body swap bombshell. Our girl tries to explain she woke up in the middle of the night and just slept next to her. She panics, realizing this has to be a secret. Necromancy is a huge taboo at school. Worse, she has no idea how to switch back. This body feels weaker now and she's stuck. Just as Lisa suggests they hide out for the day, there's a knock at the door. A mission? Someone is waiting for Senior Lilith to lead them. It's Anne from the Student Union Armed Forces. Our girl knows she's totally busted if she doesn't play the part perfectly. Lisa whispers frantic instructions on how to act like the cold, intimidating Lilith. But our poor heroine is way too sweet for that role. She can't pull off the villainous vibe at all. They arrive at a secret meeting and all the cloaked figures just stare. Lisa nervously glances at the stone-faced members. She begs our girl to say something, anything. So she awkwardly chirps, "Good morning." She then tries to channel Lilith's energy, leaning over the table like a boss. Lisa facepalms, total cringe. The entire room is dead silent and not in a good way. Trying to recover, our girl gets serious and asks about the mission. But before anyone can answer, a sharp voice cuts through the tension. A blue-haired woman demands to know who the outsider is. Our girl quickly explains Lisa saw her necromancy, so she had to bring her along. The blue-haired woman scoffs, calling her incompetent. She lectures about the importance of secrecy for their armed forces. She then calls our girl careless, questioning how she could be discovered by an ordinary student. The hooded figures start to murmur in agreement. The rival makes her move, suggesting Lilith is unfit to be their minister. But our girl channels Lilith's true savagery. She smirks and says, "But I am the minister." The blue-haired rival is stunned by the sheer audacity. She wanted a dramatic duel, not a verbal shutdown. Fine, if she wants a fight, she'll get one. She challenges Lilith to a bet on the mission. If Lilith loses, she'll be reported for leaking secrets. Our girl instantly agrees. "Okay, just bet." The junior is nervous about the lack of intel, but our girl Lilith is bursting with confidence. Meanwhile, Clara is absolutely seething. That guy actually got paired with Lisa. Her junior tries to reassure her, but Lilith cuts her off. She needs the mission details, stat. They got a tip about a shady organization recruiting students. A creepy cult is run by this hooded weirdo. They've bewitched the students into a state of total fanaticism. The mission, find them and clear them out. And Lilith is practically buzzing with excitement. Cleaning is her specialty. They arrive at the supposed cult hideout. She pushes the doors open, double-checking the address. But instead of a creepy cult, they're greeted by a legion of maids. A cute catgirl maid even brings them drinks. Lilith is immediately smitten by her cuteness. Her junior is already getting a lap pillow from another one. Then a cool, sophisticated maid offers Lilith a straw. They are both completely enchanted. Why would anyone want to destroy this paradise? The maid offers to show her something even more fun inside. Lilith is totally ready to follow her, but then her eyes land on a familiar face. It's Lisa. Lisa is completely zoned out, flanked by two maids. The maid tries to stop Lilith, saying this is Lisa's dream come true. Our girl is having none of it, screw your dreams. She shoves the maid aside, yelling at everyone to snap out of it. She tells her junior to hold off the maids while she goes to save Lisa. She bolts down the hallway as the maids give chase. She stops, desperately looking for where they took her. Where did they take Lisa? She roars, banging on a door. Meanwhile, Lisa sits in a room, completely dazed. Lilith's imagination runs wild with all the unspeakable things they'll do to her. She goes on an absolute rampage, kicking down every door she sees. She grows frantic, wondering if Lisa is even in this corridor. She prepares to kick down the final door. "Let go of my Lisa," she screams, crashing through. But inside, she finds her rival Clara pinning down another maid. What is she doing here? A voice screams out, demanding they let the maid go. Our girl springs into action, rushing to save her. She confronts the blue-haired girl, demanding to know what she did. But suddenly a hand grabs her wrist, stopping her cold. Everything goes hazy. A strange voice calls out for Clara. Our girl is pinned to the bed, the girl whispering how good she smells. She shoves back, asking if a magic circle is messing with her head. She realizes this was all a deliberate trap. The blue-haired girl looms over her, calling her Lilith. She tries to shake our heroine awake. This is getting chaotic as she accuses our girl of hating Lilith and stealing her peace. Our girl throws her off, absolutely done with this drama. So this is all because of some petty jealousy. Our heroine calls her childish, absolutely savage. While they're arguing, the maid makes a quiet escape. But the blue-haired girl grabs our heroine, crying that she needs to find Lisa. Suddenly, the maid at the door erupts in a massive burst of magical energy. Just then, the blonde ally arrives, having tracked the magic. Turns out this was all an act. The girls were investigating together. They found a magic circle in the room absorbing energy. It was siphoning desire through a secret passage behind the wall. The three of them venture down into the dark, hidden chamber. They find a massive, ominous-looking setup. Below them is a giant cage, and inside, a literal succubus. The creature opens its eyes, asking who they are. The girls are completely stunned. It's a man-made succubus. The villains are using desire to turn a doll into a living creature. Our girl is horrified. Only God is supposed to create life. She's hit with a sudden flash, a memory that isn't hers. The blonde offers the blue-haired girl a deal to keep quiet about her little scene. She whispers her condition, and the girl's face is priceless. The deal is struck. And just like that, our girl has successfully played matchmaker for the two lovebirds. Anne immediately wants to know the details of the arrangement. Lilith explains she just wanted Clara to get Anne's support, not hers. She leans in close, explaining that hard confessions are the most important. Whoops, a little too close. They nearly kiss and immediately freak out. The blonde tells our girl to cut it out in public. Just then, Anne runs up, interrupting their chaotic moment. She excitedly asks if Lilith will come to the celebration banquet. Of course she will for Clara. Anne is absolutely thrilled and runs off to prepare. The news spreads like wildfire through Anne's followers. Everyone is stunned. The reclusive Lilith is actually attending a party. Even our girl is shocked that her other self never goes to banquets. Later that night, it's bath time, and it is the most awkward bath time in history. The blonde is blindfolded, trying to scrub our girl's back, but it's pure chaos. Suddenly, a stray bar of soap sends her slipping. Our girl is startled by the commotion. The blonde grabs her for support, but it's no use. They both go down in a tangle of limbs. The blonde lands right on top of our poor heroine. Still blindfolded, she has no idea what's happening. She panics and accidentally grabs something she really shouldn't have. Our girl is mortified. The shower continues to spray over the chaotic scene. The blonde stammers an apology, asking if our girl is hurt. But when she looks up, she gets the shock of her life. Lilith is back in her own body, smirking like the devil she is. A grand dinner is underway for the Armed Forces Department. Clara's friend warns her not to pick a fight with Senior Lilith tonight. Clara reluctantly agrees, giving a meek got it. Just then, the woman of the hour makes her grand entrance. The girls immediately offer Senior Lilith the head seat. But her squad can't help but make a few snarky remarks about the setup. Lilith eyes Clara, her most persistent hater. She coolly calls her a loyal dog, and the temperature in the room drops. Our girl Chrissy swoops in, trying to smooth things over with a little massage. Lilith is completely unimpressed by this sudden change of heart. She gives them all a deadpan stare. Clara and her friend are absolutely shook by the blatant disrespect. The other cadets just awkwardly keep eating. Lilith silently sits and begins to cut her steak. One of the girls starts bragging about her heroic deeds, but her friends just roll their eyes. Yeah, we know. Chrissy uses this chance to ask about Lilith's legendary destruction spell. Everyone leans in, desperate to hear the secrets of her power. The chaotic dinner party somehow becomes a roaring success. But later, Lilith corners our girl, demanding answers. She glares, crossing her arms, clearly annoyed by the entire evening. Lilith accuses her of a hidden agenda, asking if she wants her to finish what the original Chrissy couldn't. Suddenly, Chrissy grabs her hand, making a bold declaration of friendship. Lilith is stunned, her heart pounding in her chest as she thinks Chrissy's name. While our girl sleeps peacefully, her night is about to get chaotic. A spooky ghost phases right through her bedroom door. It solidifies into a mysterious woman with a very dramatic fashion sense. She floats over the bed and whispers, "Be my friend." But then she scoffs, thinking our girl has no idea what a loaded question that is. How can a mere human be friends with a container? In a flashback, we see her tragic past. She was just a kid chosen to store the undead. A dark ritual begins, purple energy swirling all around her. The creepy cultists cheer because their human sacrifice actually survived. They immediately start testing her new powers. The little girl says the magic wand awakened her mother. She clutches it tightly, screaming for them not to touch it. But one of the robed figures tries to snatch it away. They scold her, reminding her she's just a vessel and not to get too close. Her own inner demons tell her that containers don't get to have friends. Back in the present, the painful memory makes her tremble. She decides to leave before things get more complicated. But a hand shoots out, grabbing the edge of her cape. Our heroine is talking in her sleep, begging Chrissy not to go. The ghost is completely stunned. Her eyes widen, her heart pounding in her chest. Could it be? Is our girl thinking about asterisk her asterisk? Then she whispers, "Miss you," and the ghost is a blushing mess. She promises she'll be back soon. The feelings are real, people. She leans in, drawn to our sleeping beauty. Suddenly, she panics. What am I doing? Is Chrissy's influence making her this bold? She gets way too close, almost about to steal a kiss. A jolt of energy zaps her, throwing her backward. And another woman appears, looking absolutely furious. She screams, "You want to steal my wife and make me take the blame." Our girl absolutely explodes, demanding the witch stay away from Lisa. But she's completely trapped in this ghostly form, unable to do a thing. All she can do is watch in utter agony. Her eyes tremble with raw terror. She is completely and utterly helpless. As Lilith leans in to steal a kiss, our poor heroine screams for her to stop. The sight is too much, and she collapses in total despair. Suddenly, the witch appears before her, wielding some chaotic magic. Lilith tells her not to worry about her feelings for Lisa. She gives this absolutely infuriating, smug smirk. Apparently, it's just our girl's soul influencing her from inside the body. Then she drops the most savage line, "I took your girlfriend, you can live without me." As a twisted apology, she blasts our girl with a strange purple energy. In a flash, our heroine is gone. She reappears in Lisa's bedroom, watching over her as she sleeps. She can't resist reaching out for a gentle, heartbreaking touch. A part of her desperately wants to wake Lisa up, but she quickly stops herself, a wave of sadness washing over her. No, it's better to just let her sleep peacefully. She's just happy to be able to stay by her side like this. With a bittersweet smile, she watches over her love. As morning light fills the room, Lisa finally begins to wake. She stirs and our girl leans in closer, her heart aching. Lisa opens her eyes to find Chrissy there, whispering a soft good morning. But while they share this quiet moment, trouble is brewing elsewhere. Back at the academy library, one of the students knows something is deeply wrong. She's been poring over every secret document she can find, and she's discovered that while there are records of undead witches, Lilith's file is almost completely blank. Back at the academy, a secret meeting is underway. Our girl and Lisa are about to dive into some dark magic. Lilith the witch confirms her soul is strong enough for a new body. She unveils 3 glowing pots, each a different option. Time to create a new vessel. Option 1 is a random skeleton. Yeah, that's a hard no from our girl. Option 2 is a super durable undead doll, but it's hard as a rock and feels totally fake. Our girl is not impressed. The third option is much more dangerous. It requires sea marrow, a legendary material that can perfectly replicate a human body. Lisa is determined to get it no matter the risk. Lilith declares they'll leave in 3 days. And of course, she's coming with them. She's the expert after all. Lilith gets way too close to Lisa, and our girl's jealousy meter just exploded. She screams at Lilith to back off, but then a voice scolds her for being rude to the witch. Our girl is stunned. Why is he defending Lilith? Lisa tries to play peacemaker, but our girl is fuming. She's a chaotic, jealous mess. She's so flustered she can't even speak, internally screaming she's trying to steal my wife. And so their grand sea adventure begins. But surprise, the whole girl squad showed up to help. Lilith stands on the deck, enjoying the salty air. But then she overhears a name that stops her cold, Lily's. Our girl's friends have done some digging on Lilith, and it's not looking good. Apparently, Clara and the others have been found, and the situation is serious. The girls are completely under Lilith's spell, gushing about how she caught hundreds of demons. When pressed for details, they just get defensive and insist that Lilith is awesome. But the details are fuzzy, and the memory gaps are starting to sound familiar. Our girl immediately makes the connection. Is this the author's control? Is Lilith a plot character she forgot? Her friend issues a stark warning. They can't believe a single word that comes out of Lilith's mouth. But Lisa looks conflicted as she watches her friend leave. She just can't shake the feeling that something is terribly, terribly wrong. Feeling dizzy, she decides to get some fresh air out on the deck. She slowly climbs the stairs, her mind racing. And of course, the one person she finds is Lilith, enjoying the night sky. Lilith turns with a mysterious smile, simply saying the rain. But this isn't normal rain. It's rain that falls from the sea up into the sky. She points a single finger upwards and the magic begins. Glowing droplets begin to rise from the ocean's surface into the night. Lisa is completely captivated by the beautiful sight. It's the dance of moon-worshipping insects. She can't believe these breathtaking lights are just little bugs. Lilith then casually catches one of the glowing creatures in her hand. Lisa is shocked. If they're sensitive to living people, how did she do that? Lilith begins to answer with a cryptic because is she about to admit she isn't alive? The tension is thick enough to cut with a knife, but it's shattered when Chris calls out for Lisa. Chris storms onto the deck and stops dead, seeing the two of them together. The jealousy is real. But our sweet Lisa has an idea and asks Lilith for a promise. Lilith agrees instantly, and Lisa asks her to catch a bug for Chris to see. A slow, calculating smile spreads across Lilith's face. Everything is going exactly as planned. On a dark and stormy night, their ship cuts through the endless sea. A single hand holds a candle, its magical purple aura pulsing with power. This is no ordinary candle. Our girl Lilith stands on the deck looking grim. She explains it's a candle from a flaming bear and its short life means they've arrived. This is the perfect place to find the legendary sea marrow. The waves crash against their vessel as they prepare. Chrissy is ready to just dive in, but Lilith grabs her arm. Wait a moment. Lilith has a magic item that allows them to breathe underwater. This is a nice one, she says, holding up the treasure. But suddenly the rest of the girls' squad pops up, demanding to join the fun. Lilith immediately shuts them down. It's too dangerous. She tries to play it cool, but Lisa looks unconvinced. The others start whispering they can't let her go alone with Chrissy. It's all about Chrissy's new body, and Lisa can't just stand by and watch. Lisa gives in, telling them to hurry and come back safely. But as Lilith turns to leave, Lisa runs to stop her. Lisa, Lilith cries out, shocked as Lisa grabs her hand. Lisa swears she would never lie and begs Lilith to believe her. Lilith is completely flustered, insisting it's just too dangerous, but Lisa's eyes are filled with determination. Lilith, Lisa takes charge, declaring she knows they all doubt her. She announces that she's going since Lilith is a fire witch and unsuited for the water, a total power move. Lilith is stunned but grateful. Thank you, Lilith. But Lisa isn't done, she pulls her back. Wait, she decided long ago they would face any danger together, the ultimate declaration of friendship. Chrissy joins in, holding Lisa's hand tight. She tells Lilith that her Lisa isn't afraid of this little danger. Trust Lisa, she says with a confident smirk. Chrissy then drops a bomb. When they get back, Lilith can finally tell Lisa her secret. Because Lisa is not some fragile doll you can keep in the dark. Ouch. And without another word, Lisa and Chrissy jump overboard. Chrissy looks up from the water, asking Lilith if she believes in Lisa now. She says they'll listen if she's finally ready to talk. The entire girl squad surrounds Lilith, ready for an intervention. Lilith deflects with a smirk. Not always. Total sass, the girls dive deep into the ocean, schools of glowing fish swimming past. Lilith said the sea marrow would be buried under the sea. They swim deeper, exploring the eerie underwater world. Suddenly, they notice the seafloor is littered with bones. Super creepy. They decide to ignore the graveyard of ancient beasts and focus on the mission. One of the girls uses her water magic, sensing a strong life force. The sea marrow must be close. Chrissy spots something shining from inside a massive skeleton. Lisa swims right up to the giant glowing skull. She peeks inside and gasps, it's really hazy. She found the legendary treasure, but her face turns to horror. Something is terribly wrong. Our girls find themselves trapped in a massive, glowing magic circle. Chrissy realizes it's not just a circle, it's a deadly offensive array. Their friend Lilith whips out a tiny heart-shaped stone. What's that gonna do? With a cold look, she declares she'll shoot her way out. This girl means business. A chaotic purple energy bow materializes and she fires a volley of arrows. These are definitely not your average Cupid's arrows, folks. They slam into the water below, creating a powerful vortex. The magic arrows then float upwards, creating a literal lifeline for them. Our heroines grab the arrows, ready to make a break for it. But Lisa suddenly screams out a warning, it's a trap. Something shoots through the water right towards them. Chrissy takes a direct hit, losing her grip on the escape arrow. Lisa screams her name in pure terror. Chrissy knows it's over, they have to let Lisa escape alone. But our girl refuses, clinging to her desperately. She won't leave her behind. They both begin to sink into the dark abyss of the magic circle. Bubbles are the last thing we see as they disappear completely. Lisa wakes up dazed and confused in a grimy back alley. Where is Chrissy? She spots her, but something is very wrong. Chrissy is dressed like a modern-day assassin. Suddenly, a sharp pain explodes in Lisa's head. She collapses, overwhelmed by a flood of traumatic memories that aren't hers. She sees a young Chrissy, promising her little sister she'll be back soon. But she was dragged away by a brutal-looking man for training. He screams at the child to stop crying. Killers don't get to have feelings. He forces a knife into her hands, ordering her to kill an innocent rabbit. The ultimatum is savage: kill or watch your sister go through this instead. With tears in her eyes, she makes the impossible choice. Blood splatters everywhere. Years later, she's a trained killer, telling her sister she has to work on her birthday. She straps a gun to her thigh, her duty calling. Her sister pleads, but Chrissy's reply is chilling, "Don't wait for me." The horrible memories fade, leaving Lisa back in the present on the dark street. Chrissy is there in her modern clothes, and she spots Lisa calling out her name. She runs to her, apologizing for being late. Lisa just looks relieved to see her. Chrissy grins, completely changing the mood. "By the way, welcome to my hometown." Chrissy proudly reveals her secret safe house just for them. She explains that not even Lillian knows about this place. It's her private spot for work and now for them to stay. Our poor Lisa's heart breaks, thinking of how much her sister has been hiding. Chrissy offers to make some tea to lighten the mood. But when she opens the cupboard, it's a straight-up armory. Whoops, wrong cabinet. She slams it shut with a loud bang, startling Lisa. Thinking fast, she claims they're out of tea and offers water instead. Praying for a normal appliance, she opens the fridge. And that's a giant skull and crossbones poison bottle. She panics and slams the door again. She desperately lies that the water is expired. Before Lisa can question how water expires, Chrissy shoves her into a bedroom to rest. She lets out a huge sigh of relief. How can she ever explain she's a killer? Meanwhile, Lisa takes a look around her sister's room. She notices a little calendar on the desk. It's filled with flower stickers, a silent promise from her sister to make things right. After cleaning up, Chrissy gets serious. They can't stay in this world forever. She needs to find a way to get her mission money to the real Lillian. Suddenly, a shriek comes from the bedroom. She rushes in to find Lisa blushing furiously at a tablet. It's a picture of Chrissy kissing some guy on a Ferris wheel. Chrissy internally combusts. That was her mission target. She blurts out the first excuse she can think of. It was a fake broadcast with actors. But Lisa's brain latches onto only one word: playground. She begs Chrissy to take her. And just like that, they're at an amusement park. Chrissy realizes with dawning horror, this is totally a date. Our girl is totally mesmerized by the bumper cars. Lisa explains they're for crashing basically. Even kids can do it, she boasts. Famous last words. Lisa gets a chaotic glint in her eye. She's going on the offensive, but immediately loses all control, spinning out wildly. A random kid calls her a stupid sister, absolutely savage. Our heroine just knew this would happen, but she's not giving in. It's time to fight back. She rams Lisa head-on, who is now officially ready for revenge. But Lisa decides to cheat. Her eyes start glowing. Oh no, she's using magic. Boom, she goes flying past like a blur, shocking some poor onlookers. Lisa looks super guilty and promises to behave. Our girl decides they need something less violent. She leads Lisa by the hand towards the classic romantic ride, the Ferris wheel. Our heroine smugly says she knew Lisa wanted to sit down. Lisa is completely oblivious. The atmosphere is perfect with the pink castle in the background. As they reach the top, our girl tells Lisa to look, but she's not talking about the view. She leans in and kisses her. She's thinking about the legend that lovers who kiss at the top stay together forever. But Lisa pushes her away, completely flustered. She knows all about that human legend. Lisa demands to know what Chrissy is plotting now. Our girl gets all flustered and tackles her, saying it's a secret. Later that evening, the chaotic energy has settled down. Lisa sits alone, deep in thought about their situation. She wants to help Chris take family photos with her sister. But then she remembers a huge problem. In this world, Chris is supposed to be dead. Suddenly, Chris appears right beside her, asking what she's so focused on. Lisa jumps, completely startled by how close she is. Our poor heroine turns into a flustered, blushing mess. She blurts out that she can pretend to be Chris's sister, causing an epic spit take. Chris says her sister is irreplaceable, but so is Lisa. Then she grabs her hand. Things escalate as she pins Lisa to the couch, whispering, "Why don't you call me sister?" Chris pulls back, revealing her real plan. She's found her sister and wants to leave her everything before they return to the game world. She shows Lisa photos from an info broker, pointing out her sister's cute habits. Chris reminisces about their childhood home and how stubborn her sister is. Seeing her sister all grown up, she's completely overwhelmed with emotion. The memories are just too much to handle. A single tear splashes onto the photograph. Lisa immediately pulls her into a hug, telling her it's okay to cry. She promises that even if she can't replace her sister, she will always be by her side. Chris collapses into her arms, finally letting it all out. But as Lisa comforts her, she spots a very suspicious figure in the photos. A mysterious man in a fedora is lurking in every shot. She asks why this guy is following her sister. Chris freezes. Her eyes glow with panic. She's been caught. Our girl reveals a photo of her former boss, who manages a whole guild of killers. Chrissy is shocked, but our girl just rolls her eyes. "How did you even know I was a killer?" Lisa instantly regrets opening her big mouth. Chrissy grabs her, demanding the full truth. Panicked, Lisa asks if she minds dating a former assassin. Chrissy goes full savage mode. "Mind about the gun in your cabinet? Or the human hands in your refrigerator? Our girl is sweating buckets. Or the secret room of traps under your bed?" Lisa immediately surrenders. "Sorry, I wrong." She admits she's been trying to play dumb this whole time. But Chrissy's expression softens. "Did you really think I would care about your past?" Lisa just didn't want Chrissy to think she was some cold-blooded monster. Chrissy leans in close, full of affection. Idiot, I knew you weren't like that from the moment you saved me. She wants to know everything, so Lisa finally opens up about her tragic past. After their parents died, a man codenamed F recruited her and her sister into the organization. She never wanted that life for her sister, so she faked a falling out to protect her. And for a while, the plan worked, but it was only a partial success. F knew the truth but kept her secret. To repay him, she took on off-the-books missions, including the one that got her killed. Now the people she targeted are looking for F, and he's stalking her sister for clues. Chrissy panics. Will he attack Lillian? The situation is chaotic. If Lisa reveals she's alive, they could both be eliminated by the system. But Chrissy grabs her hand, a new plan forming. She pulls our girl towards a mirror. Come look. This is how the world will see you now. Our girl is in a totally different body. But how can she protect her sister like this? Chrissy has an idea. The new plan, infiltrate the company where her sister works. It's the perfect cover to get close to Lillian and catch F. Plus, Chrissy gets to see her girlfriend looking like a total boss, and she is not disappointed. Lisa in a suit is a whole new level of hot. Chrissy is completely losing her mind. Lisa, I'm so crazy about you. But her swooning is cut short when she sees another woman flirting with Lisa. That's not in the script. She wails, the jealousy is real, the head maid is on a warpath over a single dirty leaf. But our girl Lisa, ever the show-off, cleans it with a literal sparkle of magic. Her reward? She now has to clean all 30 floors of the building. Epic fail. After hours of magical cleaning, she's completely drained on the stairs. Being a magical girl is exhausting work, okay? She looks absolutely wrecked. Just as she's resting, a piece of trash lands right next to her. Oh, you have got to be kidding me. She whips around to give the litter bug a piece of her mind. But someone is standing right behind her. It's her personal knight in shining armor, Chrissy, who pulls her into a hug. And she brought snacks. Chrissy is literally the best person in the entire world. Our girl is so happy she could cry. Chrissy says she's just here to protect Lillian, but Lisa insists on staying. She can't miss seeing Chrissy look so handsome in her uniform. Chrissy, of course, loves the attention and strikes a pose. She demonstrates how she'll take down any bad guys with a sick high kick. But her foot slips on the slick floor. She loses her balance completely, going down. And she takes our poor heroine with her in a chaotic tumble. They land in a heap with Chrissy falling right on top of Lisa. Chrissy immediately apologizes, her face filled with concern. She frantically checks if Lisa is hurt. But as she does, someone appears in the doorway watching them. It's Lillian, and she looks absolutely scandalized by the scene. Chrissy, meanwhile, is still getting way too close while checking for injuries. This looks really bad. Lillian is so shocked she drops all of her papers. They scatter across the floor as she stares. Chrissy finally sees her and panics. Lillian's face is a perfect picture of what on earth am I witnessing. The silence is deafening. Chrissy tries to say something, anything, to break the tension. But before she can explain, Lillian rushes forward. She completely ignores Chrissy and grabs Lisa's hands, saying she's been searching for her. Our girl is beyond confused right now. Chrissy is left standing there, utterly bewildered by this bizarre turn of events. The planner grabs our girl's hands, absolutely starstruck by the resemblance. She introduces herself as the story planner for the very game our girl is trapped in. Our heroine is stunned. This is the company that created her favorite game. The planner explains the game's plot has gone completely off the rails. She begs our girl to come to the planning team, hoping her resemblance to Lisa will spark inspiration. But as the planner tries to leave, our girl grabs her arm, causing a clumsy collision. The planner desperately offers to pay her for her help. Our heroine freezes. This might be the only way to help the sisters in the story reconcile. She reaches out her hand, calling the planner Lisa. With a simple promise, she agrees, and the planner is ecstatic. Later, the planner explains the main story creator has gone mad. Apparently, the game was based on an ancient notebook found in an antique shop. It was a huge success, but the story started deviating from the main planner's ideas. Now the chief planner claims the characters are alive and refuses to change anything. Back home, our girl tells her friend about the strange notebook. She suspects this isn't a game, but a real world linked to hers through that book. To break the connection, they must get that notebook. But her friend looks heartbroken. It means they'll never see Lillian again. She quietly says our girl's real name, Chrissy. Our heroine looks stressed, unable to concentrate on her work. A bead of sweat drips down her face. Something is definitely wrong. Meanwhile, back at the office, the planner bursts in, panicking. She whispers to her colleague that there's a thief in the main planning office. She explains she had to come back for something she forgot. That's when she heard a strange noise from inside the locked room. Her friend's heart drops as she remembers our girl's confident plan. She peeks around the corner, terrified. It couldn't possibly be Lisa in there, could it? Our girl tries to call for backup, but Lisa grabs her. No, it's too dangerous to go alone. Lisa isn't taking no for an answer, dragging our heroine towards the door. She's thrown into the room against her will, screaming her head off. Suddenly, bang, confetti explodes from all sides. Our girl is completely bewildered, frozen in place. A cheerful voice sings happy birthday. It was a surprise party all along. A blonde woman named Marcia holds out a cake, revealing Lisa planned the whole thing. Lisa then delivers a savage line, "I heard you don't have friends, so I asked her to join." Our girl is stunned. Lisa even brought her a present. Lisa shyly holds out the gift bag, hoping she'll like it. Our heroine's heart melts as she asks to open it. Inside, she finds a pair of wrist guards. How thoughtful. Lisa explains she once had a sister she could never give a gift to. The sentiment hits our girl right in the feels. She clutches the gift tightly. Marcia reveals she knows our girl has a sister too, and that Lisa had been planning this for days. Overwhelmed by their kindness, she gives Lisa a gentle pat on the head. She whispers a heartfelt thank you to her new friends. Now it's time to make a wish. She prays that this happy moment can last forever. The three of them share a beautiful, peaceful moment together. Later, Marcia reveals the party was a genius distraction to swap the fake notebook for the real one. Opening the true book, she finds a story about brave girls who once killed a devil. But their victory was short-lived as the devil cursed them with his dying breath. The curse ensured the warriors would be resurrected in their family bloodlines. They look at the ancient text, a shocking truth unfolding before them. Marcia explains their world's history was rewritten into a trashy romance story, causing it to collapse. And the planner's next move is to introduce a new character, Lilith, to steal Lisa away. They agree Lilith has to go. Luckily, the notebook is a portal between their worlds. The plan is simple, destroy the book and the connection will be severed forever. But first, they need to deal with Lillian. Marcia smirks, I have a great idea. Under the pale moonlight, a shadowy figure stalks the city streets. He gets a sudden notification on his phone and our girl looks up, sensing trouble. He's intercepted a coded message meant for someone else. He smirks, recognizing the account instantly. It's Chrissy's old burner. It's the organization's secret language, and he cracks it in seconds. The message details where to find incriminating evidence and orders him to spread the news that Chrissy is alive. He quickly finds the office, thinking this is way too easy. But just as he grabs the notebook he's caught, our girl Chrissy confronts him. She doesn't hesitate for a second, launching herself at him. He's completely stunned by her strength, just a security guard, he thinks. Suddenly, another woman appears, screaming for help. There's a thief. He realizes with dawning horror that he's walked right into a trap. They've got him cornered and the police are on their way. But our girl isn't waiting. She delivers a devastating kick right to his face. He recognizes that signature move. It can't be, don't you remember me, F? F finally understands. Chrissy lured him here on purpose to be arrested with the evidence. But he's not going down that easy. He pulls a gun. Just then, the police bust in, demanding he drop the weapon. The hallway is swarming with armed officers. In a desperate move, he grabs the blonde woman Lisa as a hostage. Lisa is terrified. Chrissy screams out her name in pure panic. The standoff is at a breaking point. A gunshot explodes through the hallway. No, Chrissy takes the bullet, blood blooming on her chest. The man has gone completely feral, firing wildly. He lets out another shot. This time, Lisa is hit as she tries to shield Chrissy. The police have seen enough. They yell fire. F is riddled with bullets, his reign of terror finally over. But it's too late. Both Chrissy and Lisa are bleeding out on the floor. Chrissy cradles her friend, a faint, bloody smile on her lips. She thinks to herself that it's over. The evidence and F are both destroyed. She holds her sister close, whispering, "Sis, let's go home together." In their final moments, they embrace, finally at peace.